Hey, good evening, everyone. It is Pal Ponder on Weather coming to you live here on Monday, March the 14th. And we're going to be talking about some severe weather tonight. What we've been really kind of talking about for the last couple of days. Everything's really started to come together. They went ahead and issued a severe thunderstorm watch until till about 10 o'clock this evening. We're already seeing storms kind of erupt off the dry line, which we talked about, where they're just waiting for this low level jet to insert itself and to erode the cap. And that's what's actually happening kind of as we speak right now. So let's take a look at the severe thunderstorm watch first of all in this blue shaded area. Now within this watch, the main risk is going to be your very large hail. Not everybody's going to be able to see these larger hailstones, but within this risk, there's a probability of seeing a quarter size hail, and then you have even kind of an isolated a 10% chance of seeing some of those larger hailstones, kind of like your golf ball, your up to egg size type hail, which is about 2.5 inch in diameter. Your wind gusts are going to be roughly on the range of anywhere from 40 now all the way up to 75 miles an hour in those larger updrafts. These storms are moving northeast at 40 miles an hour. So, but right now, this is the severe thunderstorm watch. It does include pretty much areas east of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. If we zoom in, and it encompasses the Collin County area, Paris, into Clarksville, down into Mount Pleasant, as well as Greenville, into Terrell, down into Tyler, back into Henderson and Longview, all the way south into Corsicana, back into Athens, Palestine and Crockett, and all the way down in portions of Waco, Round Rock, and down into the Bryan College Station area. Those are the areas that right now, between now and say 10 o'clock time frame, are going to be more susceptible to seeing these supercell thunderstorms out here along the I-35 corridor to kind of blow up and erupt in some dangerous supercells. So right now, the main concern on these first initial cells that blow up over the next couple of hours is going to be your large hail. That is definitely our main concern with this particular system. Because the updrafts. I mean, there's very cold air aloft. Hey, Dr. Pepper, how's it going? Thanks for watching. Yeah, so we got a lot of cold air aloft. It's coming in from the north still, and we got a low level jet that's helping to erode the cap as we speak. I put in the dew points, and that kind of is kind of a surge of some of these increased moisture. You can definitely see down to the south, you're looking at 64 all the way down to the coast. Once you start creeping up into the watch area, upper 50s, mid 50s within the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So the moisture is not like off the charts. I mean, it is somewhat limited, but we do have just that powerful low-level jet that's going to be, having these capability. I've been watching these cloud tops, and this is kind of gives me an indication on when these possibly could turn severe. So I'm looking at some what's referred to as echo tops down here towards the Hillsboro area, about 33,000 feet at the moment. So there's another cell out just southeast of Dallas. These are all moving northeast. That's also an echo top around 33,000 feet as well. So let's take off the severe weather watch or zone that so you can see it a little bit better, and let's zoom in to the areas are a little bit concerned right now. Right now, you can see there's the I-35 corridor. So we highlighted that in the forecast. I felt storms were that'll be kind of the initiation point of these supercells starting to fire as the dry line gets a little bit closer. You can see this in Stephenville, it's down to 25 as a dew point. So that's an indicative of the dry line getting further into the Metroplex, and right along that boundary, that's where we're seeing those storms kind of explode at the moment. Hey, Roy, how's it going, buddy? Hey, Brian. Yeah, the calm before the storm. So if you're just kind of tuning in right now, so we've got a severe thunderstorm watch we're going to be dealing with over the next 5 hours. So I know a lot of people are at work or getting off work. You probably have soccer games today. You got baseball practice. I mean, life continues. But hey, you just gotta be weather aware, right? I mean, this is a pretty dangerous system going to be coming in over the next couple hours. You got to be alert to all the watches and warnings that are going to be taking effect. And if all possible, there, like I said, there's a pretty big area here that can get some damaging hail. I mean, typically you get some of that golf ball types of, variety type hailstones. That's going to do some damage to your car and if not your house as well. So you want to, get yourself out of as much as harm's way as possible. But right now, we're just watching more or less the kind of the cap erode. It was going to come on live about 5:30, but storms did appear that they're starting just maybe a tad bit sooner. They started around 4:40, I would say, and they're definitely expanding in coverage and kind of filling in right along that corridor down here into Lampasas, all the way down into Waco, into Hillsboro. That's a pretty good cell by Hillsboro. So let me take these the dew points off here so you can see that better. All right, so now let's just focus on the actual where the heavier rain is. So let's zoom into the Metroplex here. So we got a pretty good cell over downtown Dallas. These are all lifting off into the northeast. We got another cell outboard by Arlington. Another cell down here by Duncanville, where you see the kind of the pink shaded areas. Right now, I'm not seeing any hail that would produce like quarter size hail, warrant a severe thunderstorm warning. There's no warnings currently out at the moment, but it's just going to be a matter of time as these kind of echo tops rise in height, and the atmosphere is turning over kind of as we speak. So everything's just kind of coming together. Hey Chase, how's it going, buddy? Hey Joe. Hey, thanks for going live. Hey, you're welcome. Yeah, so I did go to the eye doctor today, so I'm going to be getting some glasses. so yeah, I can't see as good as I used to. I'm nearsighted, so it's actually not terribly too bad, but I am going to be getting some glasses or contacts. I just have to pick them out. Hey Nikki, are we going to go get some hail in McKinney? Yeah, you're in kind of the risk zone to get up some possible hail. Hey Daniel. Hey, so long since Roy last did a live event, but things look nasty. I imagine quarter size hail up to 2 to 4 inches falling. Yeah, it's just one of those nights. It's just definitely one of those nights that everything's kind of originating, kind of forming right over really along the I-35 corridor here. So, and these are all going to be shifting east and portions southeast into the evening hours. So we just have to watch the initial development of these because you can see these definitely, it has separations. These are more or less and kind of isolated in nature, and that's what makes them potentially more dangerous. They're able to rotate a little bit greater in that type of atmosphere, and they're able to kind of raise those cloud tops as well, and for some of those larger hailstones. But yeah, so right now we're just kind of waiting. I'm only seeing some like say pea size or kind of nickel size hail. We're getting some say half-inch hail in some sporadic spots. Nothing severe at the moment, but it's only it's only going to be a matter of time. Yeah, some of these cells down here by Dallas. I mean, we're on the cusp. I mean, we're getting it. We're on the cusp here. I mean, if you zoom into Duncanville right here, this area in pink, I mean, this is right on the cusp of producing some up to 1 inch hailstones right now. Hey, Tiffany. Hey, I appreciate the donation. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, so there could be a little hail. I mean, I'm getting a half-inch, Ross. I'm getting like a half-inch hailstone in Hillsboro at the moment. So, Nothing over that quarter inch variety as of right now, but it's just going to be literally just a matter of time before things change. And here's let's see down Hillsboro. Yeah, so we got this cell in Hillsboro that we're watching as well. Yeah, so you see where these pink shaded areas here, that's a little bit greater intensity storm. The updrafts are about 34,000 feet on that particular cell. So that would be probably the one that could be turning severe here shortly. And these are all lifting off into the northeast, heading towards the Milford area as well as Italy, down here just south of Dallas. So we'll be watching this one closely. Hey Tiffany. Hey, Snowy's photography's on. I appreciate it. All right, so I've got my other monitor here. I'm monitoring the other radar as well. So I'll give you as timely as updates as I can with what I have available. All right, but right now we just have the severe thunderstorm watch. We're just kind of watching these things evolve and develop. There's nothing currently severe at the moment, but these are all racing off into the northeast at around 35 to 40 miles an hour. Yeah, so if we zoom up a little bit further to the north, we've got some action along the I-35 corridor near south of Denton, south of Louisville here, and around the Grapevine area. A little bit bigger cell out by Dallas. Again, these are all moving off into the northeast. There's that one cell by Duncanville that's a little bit more intense. Hey, Rain. Yeah, so yeah, I'm streaming. I'm live on Facebook and YouTube at the moment. This is I'm actually on both platforms. So I figured I'd pull in a bigger audience like that, and able to pull in all my local community on Facebook, and then all my nationwide community on YouTube, to kind of expand the coverage and reach as many people as possible to let them know what's happening in and around their area this evening, because it looks to be pretty bumpy for the next 5 hours. And I plan on being. I got a ton of water here. I plan on being here for the entire event, so to keep you as safe as possible. But if you're home, and if you don't have to go anywhere, I'd probably stay home and then park your car in the garage if you're able to, and just kind of hunker down for the evening and put yourself out of harm's way with these storms, because it's a beautiful day tomorrow. The sun will be out tomorrow, and it's a nice day. So we just have to make it through tonight, get past these next 5 hours here. And then we can all sleep tight, and I'll definitely let you know, if and when it passes your area. It's our greatest concern really over the next, I'd say, couple hours within the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and then it's all going to shift off into the east, and then shift southeast into the late evening hours. So I'll definitely let you know when it's kind of safe to go to bed, or safe to, hey, let your guard down. Things are over for the severe threat, stuff like that. We could get some wraparound stuff as a cold front comes in, but that is all going to be kind of cold front induced type atmosphere. So I am expecting this line to kind of move off to the east, and there's going to be a southern flank of this is going to be diving southeastward, heading towards the Bryan College Station area, in around towards the Houston Metroplex, towards maybe say like the midnight timeframe hour. So the main concern within just the heart of Dallas is just really over the next couple hours. I mean, I would say through 8, I would say, and the Metroplex, that we're going to be really main concerned. And then it's going to be shifting into East Texas and to Southeast Texas. So we'll just have to watch all this evolve. And like I said, that secondary boundary that I'm expecting to form maybe behind the the main line here, that's going to be the one that maybe just forming along the kind of the wraparound moisture from this system that will be cold front induced by then. That'll won't be severe. You'll probably just have more of a damaging wind gust with that particular setup. So the tornado threat is low. It's not zero, and it's not high. So, but there is a tornado risk, especially really for areas again right into the Dallas, into these areas mainly southeast of the Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex. All right, so yeah, right now, yeah, so right now the any hail reports out there should be under the 1 inch variety. You're probably seeing some pea size hail, some nickel size hail, some dime size hail out of this particular atmosphere. That's definitely not out of the question with this particular setup. All right, so let's zoom into. All right, so it appears down by the Waxahachie area. Let me zoom in here. Yeah, there's a pocket right here. It definitely appears this area by Maypearl. This area right here is approaching that 1 inch variety hailstones as we speak. These are all lifting off into the northeast. This is moving northeast at 36 knots. Within, yeah, here we go. I think they just issued a severe thunderstorm warning for this particular area. Is it popping up here? Not sure why it's not popping up. All right, so we got our first severe thunderstorm warning of the day for the Mesquite, Lancaster, back into Waxahachie. Yeah, those are the areas that are going to be under the gun. They're going to be seeing up to some 60-mile-per-hour winds in this particular supercell. So this is our first severe thunderstorm warning of the day that they literally just issued. Here, I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna switch radars here. All right, so bear with me. Hold on, I'm gonna switch radars. Come on. All right. Oh. Sorry, guys. What? Yeah, I need to get my other monitors active. Okay. All right, so we got our first severe thunderstorm warning of the day. Sorry, my system's kind of acting up here a little bit. But yes, we have our first severe thunderstorm warning for Waxahachie into Red Oak, down by Palmer into Ferris, as well as Lancaster into Hutchins and Seagoville. So those are the areas that could be seeing some quarter-inch hail over the next between now and say 6 o'clock this evening for some of those some larger supercells that we're having to worry with. Hold on, I'm trying to get my other screen to pop up. Okay. All right, so we're in business now. All right, so yeah, so we're really concerned about this supercell right here, in and around the Pecan Hill area. That's looking like it's got some hail potential, trying to get up to a quarter size. It looks like it's actually possibly grown, maybe possibly into golf ball size hail right now. At 5:17, there was a thunderstorm near the Waxahachie area, moving northeast at 40 miles an hour. So the hazards including are your 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and your quarter size hail as this is lifting off into uh, the northeast. So locations in its path are going to be the Pecan Hill area, as well as through Wilmer. So that is some of the largest hailstones of the evening. And there's another bigger cell currently right now over the Dallas area that's got some 1 inch hail to it. That's near the University Park area, heading towards Highland Park. This area is just north of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, downtown. This is in the University Park by, say, Loop 12 area. This area is definitely seeing some of those quarter-size hailstones right now as we speak in the Highland Park area, heading towards the University Park area, and then eventually off into between Richardson and Garland there. With the that supercell. So yeah, it's probably only a matter of time before a severe thunderstorm warning gets issued for that particular storm. So you can see the frame just got updated a little bit. So there's also another cell out by Louisville that's got some 1/2 inch hail associated with it. That's moving north northeast at 11 knots. So the locations in its path are the Colony area and by Frisco. So this will heading into downtown Frisco shortly. Probably arrival time is around 6:06. So the Colony appears to in about 10 minutes from that particular cell in the Colony area at 5:36, and heading towards the Hackberry area, and eventually getting into Frisco with some of that nickel to quarter size hail with that particular system. So yeah, if we zoom out, you can see we got numerous supercells kind of tailing along the line here. The only severe thunderstorm warning we have currently at the moment is right here in towards the Waxahachie area. All right, so that's so it looks like we just got confirmation that those 1 inch hailstones are hitting the ground currently at the moment right now in the Highland Park area, right here. So this area that's going to be your main concern along the ice highway. This is the tollway here. So if we zoom out, this is your tollway. This is all heading off into the northeast. This is the George Bush Highway. So if you live near the George Bush Highway, that you're going to be getting some quarter-size hail in the next couple of minutes from this particular system. Most, if not all, of these are going to be moving northeast overall, about 30 to 40 miles an hour with this particular supercells. Someone was asking about an update for McKinney. You can see McKinney right here. This particular cell by Highland Park is moving northeast towards the Murphy area, so that's going to miss McKinney. This particular cell right here by Louisville is heading towards Frisco. That it may appear to hit Prosper into the West McKinney area. But right now, you're pretty clear into Carrollton. But we're watching still some backfilling. New storms have actually formed well back west. Actually, these are well west, back here into Fort Worth, back into Santos. So that is definitely well west of these initial lines. Yeah, so currently right now we're watching just one severe thunderstorm warning as we speak. It's 5:30. So these storms are just now kind of getting going. The severe thunderstorm watch started at 5. So we're about a half hour in to this particular event. Even to the north here, you can definitely see we have more isolated type activity that you also have to be concerned about into Denton, as well as into Munster, out towards the Red River and around the Thackerville area, just across the border there in Oklahoma. So yeah, you always have to be concerned about these isolated cells as well, because these are still kind of getting going. The difference between this setup and as many other setups we've seen as of late, this is happening kind of during peak heating time right now. So I mean, the temperatures are right around the mid 70s range. The dew points are in the mid 50s, the upper 50s. This is definitely probably the most significant severe weather event we've seen so far this season. It's just kind of getting going. But yeah, here's down by the Waxahachie area. We're definitely seeing some bigger hail now. We've got confirmation of 1 1/4 inch hail. So that's definitely the biggest hail of the night. Heading towards that cell is heading towards, looks like it's just southeast of Red Oak here, but definitely heading towards the Ferris area. So if you live in Ferris, in between just southeast of Ferris and Wilmer, looks like to be a direct hit from this particular cell that has some 1 1/4 inch hail. So that is definitely by far the biggest of the evening, heading off into the northeast at 36 knots here. And it's going to be heading towards the Wilmer area shortly at 5:36. So in the next 5 minutes, it should be knocking on your doorstep in the Wilmer area, as these are all kind of coming together. All right, so right now I'm just kind of seeing some 1/2 inch hail. It could be up to a quarter inch now. Right now, these darker shaded pinks. That's an indicative some of the larger hail is trying to form. So you're probably picking up some quarter size hail right now in and around the Louisville area. That's heading towards the Colony. And then this will be heading off towards the Frisco area. There it is, almost a quarter inch now. So it's definitely growing in intensity right now. All right, so yeah, so we're seeing this this echo top currently at 34,000 feet. So that's definitely a sign that that storm is definitely gaining in intensity in and around the Collin County area. If that keeps up, obviously that will have a severe thunderstorm warning to it. We have another higher cloud top over here by Saxe, and then of course down here where the severe thunderstorm warning is currently by Waxahachie. So maybe a little surprised that the storm in Frisco area does not have a does not have a severe thunderstorm warning associated with it. It's probably going to happen at any moment now. Yeah, so you can always follow me on Twitter as well. You can follow my Twitter page as the warnings come out, as some of these watches come out. I'll post on there so you can get the latest updates on there as well. All right. All right, so here's that other cell down towards the Saxe area, heading towards the Murphy and the St. Paul. I know there's a lot of expensive homes in the St. Paul area, so that it's got some up to possibly almost a quarter inch hail with this particular cell. This is racing off at northeast at 36 knots. So if you live in the St. Paul area, you definitely be on the lookout for this cell heading your way in the next. It should be around 10 minutes. So in the 10 minutes from now in the St. Paul area, this supercell should be knocking on your doorstep with up to a quarter inch hail in your area. All right, so I can hear the thunder. I'm starting to hear the thunder outside. Yeah, 100 more to come. It's only March. Yes, it's what, March 14th. I always say around, the middle of March to the middle of June is kind of your favorite time for severe weather. Of course, it can happen any time of the year. It happened in December. But typically, your most favored time is right around springtime. This is almost the initial stage. We had obviously that very cold air last week with all the inclement weather, the very cold record temperatures, and some people had snow and ice. And this week's complete opposite. I mean, there's not much cold air around, and we've got storms to deal with. So the atmosphere did not take long to really overturn, kind of overturn itself with this cell. So, but if we really zoom out, you can definitely see the big picture. I mean, there's a lot going on. I mean, we got activity down here by Killeen, down here towards the Waco area, towards into Hillsboro, into Corsicana, through Waxahachie, into Dallas, mainly along I-35 into, say I-45. Here's I-45 here. There's I-35. This is the boundary that we highlighted in this morning's video that I thought it was the kind of the initiation point of these supercells. And then these were all going to be racing off into the east. And there's going to be a band of it's going to be moving southeast into the evening hours. All right, so let's head back up to and around the Louisville area now. We still got some pretty good rains heading over towards Louisville and into the downtown Colony area. That's got some half inch to 3/4 inch hail associated with it. So looks like the kids are home from school. That's good. All right, so we're still dealing with this severe thunderstorm warning down here towards the Waxahachie area. This is the cell at 5:32. The severe thunderstorm was located near the Red Oak area. It was moving at 40 miles an hour. Locations are central Ellis County and southeastern Dallas County is under that severe thunderstorm warning until 6 o'clock this evening. So this supercell was located near the Red Oak area, is heading off into the northeast, heading towards the Pecan Hill as well as Ferris, down here towards in between south of Combine and Crandall area. All right, so we have some very large hail that just formed over, looks like just west of the Frisco area, and that's heading directly towards Prosper. So if you live in and around the Frisco area, you're probably seeing some quarter-size hail, some 1.25 inch hail into the Frisco area with this particular storm. And these are all racing off into the northeast at 23 knots. So if you live in the Prosper area, be on high alert for these storms heading your way in the next 5 minutes. It looks like in the next 5 minutes, you should be getting at least some quarter-size hail in and around the Prosper area coming out of Frisco, heading towards Prosper. So if you got any cars out there, if you're home, if it's just your car's just sitting in the driveway, and if you have the capability of parking it undercover or parking it in the garage, I would highly advise you to do so. Really anywhere in the Metroplex. I mean, it's pretty active for the next couple hours. So if you got that capability, I would definitely highly advise, because these storms are just popping up fast and furious. And you're not going to really have that much warning with these particular cells. So especially right now, that's a pretty good cell over Frisco, just north of Frisco, heading towards along 380 here, and around looks like what's like Preston, and looks like Preston and 380. So it should be pretty much near Prosper at the moment. I mean, right now it's Preston and 380 area with those larger hailstones falling from the sky, and these are all racing off into the northeast at 23 miles an hour. Yeah, it's got a lot of lightning. There's a lot of lightning with this particular system. All right, so the echo top's raised a little bit, about 35,000 feet. So that's definitely a sign the hail is growing in intensity. So the higher the cloud top, the higher the capability of getting some of those larger hails. You can actually probably see it a little bit better in this particular map. So this is, all right, so here's some of the timeline on this cell. It's heading towards Prosper at 5:48 and towards Salina out by Weston at 6:03, towards the Van Alstyne area at 6:18, and near the Tom Bean area at 6:33. So that cell has had a history of producing quarter to possibly 1.25 inch hail with this particular cell, as these are racing off into the northeast. All right, so they literally just put new severe thunderstorm warning for Frisco Frisco, Allen, Plano, Wiley, Lucas, Fairview, McKinney, Melissa, Anna, towards the Salina area into Prosper, Blue Ridge, into Farmersville. That's a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that just popped up 30 seconds ago. So locations include the Plano area, McKinney area, Frisco, Texas area from this cell right here, these two cells that are currently right here towards Louisville, into the Colony, into the Frisco area. So you can expect some $half size hail, wind gust of up to 60 miles an hour. In this zone, if we look at some of the hail intensities currently, we're looking at about 1 inch. So about 1 inch hailstones. There's the warning that just got issued. So we had at 5:39, a severe thunderstorm was located over the Wiley area, moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. A second storm was located north of Frisco and south of Prosper. So these whole areas are getting some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts potentially, and some $half size hail, and at times bumping up to some quarter size hail, which is currently what we're experiencing at the moment. Looks like right over Prosper. So if you live in Prosper, if you're getting any hail, let me know. I mean, if the radar is indicating a half inch to a quarter inch hail associated within the Prosper area. So if you live in Prosper, please let me know if you're getting any hail right now. Okay, Elizabeth, hey, thanks for saying so much. Hail and Prosper. So Prosper, big hail. So this is right here. I mean, look, the bullseye is right over the city of Prosper at 5:44, exactly when we had scheduled. Yes, definitely take cover in the city of Prosper. You're getting some bigger size hail currently right now, and this hail is moving off to the northeast. It's going to be near the Weston area at 5:52, and near the Van Alstyne area near 6:07 mark. Hey, Allison, hail started west Frisco. Hail in Lebanon and Teal in Frisco. Hail in McKinney, Coyton 380. Yeah, I'm not hearing any hail in my house yet. Yeah, let me know the reports. I greatly appreciate it. It's always great to have ground confirmation from these sales. All right, so we've got 1 1/4 inch hail right now over the Louisville area. So that's another area that is included in the severe thunderstorm warning right now. So if you live in the Lucas area and that cell is heading towards the Princeton area, that is moving at a pretty good clip at 37 knots. That's going to be heading towards 380 into Princeton here shortly. Really just over the next 10 minutes. So these storms are moving fairly quickly, and that particular cell is moving off towards the Blue Ridge area. Looks like we have another cell, another 1 1/4 inch hail into near Garland. So that's another supercell that's formed near Dallas County. That's heading off into the Garland area towards just northwest of Rowlett, and eventually heading towards near the Saxe area. All right, so this is the biggest hail of the night, it appears, near the Ferris area. That is golf ball size hail. That is definitely damaging hail. That'll put some dents in your windshield if you're out in that area. So they're getting some dangerous hail right now in near the Ferris area, down here southeast of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. These are moving northeast at 22 knots. Locations in its path are Ferris, right near 552. So we're literally just in the next 5 minutes. And then it'll eventually swing off into the Seagoville area, at around 611. And then the Heartland area, fairly brand new community out there, a lot of new homes they just built near Heartland, as well as the Forney. So this whole activity is going to be racing off northeast, and this is by far the biggest hail of the evening. Golf ball size hail right now in the in near the Ferris area. All right, so let's head back up to Frisco. I mean, head back up to Prosper here. Hey, Megan. Yeah, so we're getting confirmation now. We got some bigger hailstones that are falling out of this cell right here in the Prosper area. Possibly up to golf ball size hail type variety, $50 golf ball size hail. That is some dangerous hail right now, happening near the Prosper area currently right now as we speak, and this will eventually head towards Weston. So if you live in Weston, you need to be prepared, and just in the next really 6 or 8 minutes, potentially possibly up to golf ball size hail associated with this supercell right now that's lifting northeast at 28 miles, 28 knots. Hey, Snowies. Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for much the donation. Hey, Hurricane Evans. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming on live with me and helping me out. Hey, Luz. We're in North Salina and nothing yet. Just rain, no hail yet. Glad I caught up. Yeah, golf ball size hail in Salina. So this is that cell right here. Hey, Pastor Walt, man, greatly appreciate the donation. That is so much appreciated. I appreciate your contribution and helping out with the live stream. It definitely goes a long ways. Okay, so let's zoom out. So yeah, like things are really starting to get active now, guys. Things are really starting to come together as we speak. Let's zoom out so let's don't miss anything. It appears we've got some definitely some larger hail down here towards towards the Garrett area near Ennis. You're probably seeing some large hail right now near Garrett. That's just north of Ennis here, down here by south of Dallas. And then, yes, we still have that cell by Palmer and Ferris with some of those larger hailstones of over a quarter inch. Another cell over Garland. We're getting that $50 size golf ball size hail again over the Garland area. So they're getting that damaging hail right now in and around the Garland area. These are shifting near Rowlett. And that's going to be, that particular cell is going to be heading towards the Rockwall area in about 20 minutes or so. So it's definitely getting active out there, guys. There's another cell. We got larger hail, greater than quarter size, probably some $50 size hail heading towards Lowry Crossing and towards the Princeton area. And it'll eventually be in Blue Ridge, heading towards the Blue Ridge area, I would say about 6 o'clock. So if you live in the Blue Ridge area, expect some possibly quarter size to possibly up to golf ball size hail between Princeton and the Blue Ridge area over the next 5 to 10 minutes. All right, so hey Jose, we got confirmation quarter size hail in Princeton right now. So I appreciate all the ground reports out there. So if you're getting any hail, if you let me know what size potentially, if it's safe to do so, definitely let me know. Any and all ground reports are definitely helpful in this type atmosphere coming in so fast. I mean, the radar sometimes it can't. I mean, it just can't keep up with all these watches and warnings, and because these storms are moving so quickly. There's another severe thunderstorm warning down here further to the south. It looks like they just got issued. Yes, for that cell down here towards Corsicana. So at 5:48, the new severe thunderstorm was located over Bardwell or Ennis area, moving northeast at 40 miles an hour. You're probably seeing some half-inch hail coming out of that cell, and at times. Is that all right? So it looks like we've got an area of rotation that we're going to have to start to be concerned about. Like I mentioned, the tornado threat is low, but it's a possibility within these supercells. There's an area of rotation down here towards the Frost area, down by Blooming Grove. It does have an area of rotation. Right now, the rotation's fairly light at the moment, but yes, it is rotating in this area. This is moving northeast at 42 knots towards the Alma area. This is southeast of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. There's Waxahachie, so this is south of there. But we're gonna have to watch this supercell as it's coming across, and this little notch right here. This is the area of concern that has the potential rotation with it right now near the Blooming Grove area, as these are racing across to the northeast. Looks like that's another possible area of rotation near a Slidell and Sanger with that particular cell. We have some new rotation there. So we're getting close. There's no tornado warning currently at the moment. But we are getting close. I'm hearing all the rain start outside my window right now. So it's definitely picking up in intensity outside my house as we speak. So hopefully I don't have the internet go off on me. We'll stay on live as long as possible. But yeah, this new severe thunderstorm warning for the Collin County area until 6:30. With that new cell that was located over Wiley, with the secondary storm that was located just north of Frisco and south of Prosper there. And these are all just kind of filling in. I mean, you can see the radar just really starting to light up and fill in as we speak. Hey, Karen. Hey, good size hail in Prosper, about a half-inch to 1-inch hail. Pea-size hail and El Dorado and in the Alma area. All right, so here's that cell that was heading towards the Weston area. That's got some quarter size, maybe some $half size hail. Going to be impacting the Weston area here shortly. That's had that hail in Prosper. So it looks like the hail has subsided just a tad bit. We're not seeing the darker pinks as we were seeing earlier. We are seeing another cell down here towards 2 to 4. Okay, the lightning's 2 miles away. All right, so this particular cell right here between Highway 121, there's the 380 area. This appears to be probably near Coit Road. These are all moving off into the northeast. So that's got some quarter-inch hail heading towards, it appears to be West McKinney area as we speak. There's Highway 75. There's downtown McKinney. So this cell right here, this lighter shaded pink area, that's heading towards the West McKinney area in the next, I'd say, just a couple of minutes. So you're probably going to be seeing some hail, maybe up to quarter size hail in and around the West McKinney area in a couple of minutes from now. Here, let me open my window. Okay. I forgot about the time change. It's still daylight for another hour. All right. So I can at least get a little bit of confirmation if it's hailing outside my window here. But the rain's picking up. It's really intensifying right now. It's raining big time in my house. All right. So yes, there we go. Brandy, hail at Virginia and Hardin. There's the lightning. So we got some more quarter size, maybe $half size hail. This one's moving actually east. This is moving due east, heading towards the Heath area. This is just north of Sunnyvale. This is north of the Sunnyvale area, heading towards Heath, and eventually, off here into portions of East Texas as we move into the evening hours. So this is the first initial cell that I'm actually seeing that's actually moving due east. So that's a sign the low level jet is kind of catching up with this system. It's creating the lift. We are seeing some backfilling back behind the main line, but it's the initial line that we're main concerned about. I mean, so this is the initial line as this is pushes further east and northeast that we're mainly the most concerned about. Right now, because it's still tapping into the warm sector. The ones that's trailing behind everything, those are the ones I'm maybe a little bit less concerned about as we move through the evening hours, because that's going to be kind of cold front induced. We're going to have some cold air kind of draining in on the backside of these systems that it's going to be just more of a damaging wind threat, and maybe less. These hailstones won't be nearly as strong as we're seeing on the initial line. So right now, it appears the biggest hail of the night has been some golf ball size hail. We've had confirmation of some golf ball size hail, right now. The severe thunderstorm watch, the atmosphere. I mean, the atmosphere as a whole has the capability of possibly getting up to 2.5 inches. So yes, the atmosphere right now is capable at times in isolated parts, we have not seen it yet, of producing possibly up to 2.5 inch diameter hails. That would be kind of your lime size or egg size type hailstone, a little bit less than tennis ball type size hail. So that gives you an idea of what the atmosphere may be capable of in this particular setup. Which right now, I mean, in between Sunnyvale and Rowlett, I mean, that looks to be some nasty hail out of that cell right now that is really just south of the Raleigh area. And that's going to be taking Heath looks to be taking a beating on this hailstone of maybe some quarter size hail heading towards the Heath area here shortly. My heavy thought pal picked us as mods because of our names, huh? Well, Snowers is good. It's a good name. All right, so let's zoom back out. All right, so there was that new severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued. That's for that area of it near the Heath area that we mentioned earlier. At 5:56, the severe thunderstorm was located near Ferris, or 8 miles south of Seagoville, moving northeast at 30 miles an hour. A second storm is located north of Mesquite and south of Garland, moving northeast. So the new severe thunderstorm warning is issued for this area right here. That does include the Combine area, Seagoville, and the Mesquite, as well as the Garland area out towards Rowlett and to Roy City and to Nevada and Terrell, as well as down here towards Kaufman. So this whole area could be seeing some of that $50, potentially some $50 type size hail and 60 mile per hour wind gust between now and 6:45. Are we safe at Lake Forest and Lake Forest? And no, I mean, I wouldn't say you're safe as of yet. It's only 6 o'clock. We still got a ways to go from this particular event. The severe thunderstorm watch goes until 10 o'clock tonight. All right, so we have a new area of rotation right here near the Heath area. This is an area that's rotating currently at the moment. So we are seeing some rotation and probably possibly the biggest of the night with this particular cell right now in and around heading towards just north of Heath and the McClendon area. So if you live in Heath, there's no tornado warning currently right now, but we are showing some area of rotation in the atmosphere right now in and around the Heath area and the McClendon area over the next 5 to 10 minutes. So it's probably a good idea just to go ahead and go in your safe zone because we could have a possible touchdown really at any moment, as we're seeing. We're definitely seeing a little bit greater intensity of rotation with this particular cell as these are moving off into the east at 18 knots. Hey, dime size hail in West McKinney. All right, so we'll watch this area rotation over the next 5 to 10 minutes and see if this this is able to do anything, but things looked appear to be kind of coming together, and it's in that favored zone of seeing the the possible the greater possibilities of seeing some rotation. So if we zoom out, we've got numerous severe thunderstorm warnings right now. We've got one, two, three, four. It looks like there's four. There's four currently severe thunderstorm warnings as of right now, and we are showing a little bit of rotation near the Heath area, and that cell is moving east and eventually head towards just north of Terrell, out towards the Willis Point area, by West Waukene. Yeah, you can see these ecotops here. I mean, it's got a pretty big area from Ennis to Coppin to Heath down towards McKinney and to Leonard. That these cells, all these cells are over the 30,000 foot range. So obviously, the bigger they're able to get, the larger the hail this is able to produce. All right. Hey, Paul. Hey, how big volume? Hey, Paul. Yeah, the biggest of the night has been golf ball size hail that I've seen currently. All right, so let's zoom back into this area near just north of Heath. That's the area that's most concerned right now. You can see the tail end of this, the southwest quadrant. Those are the area that you have to be the greatest concern to seeing a possible spin up tornado. And it's just north of Heath here. So this is the area that we're watching, just north of Heath, that's showing the signs of rotation currently at the moment. That's heading towards the McClendon area. Hey, Chelsea. Hey, this rain's ridiculous. Hailing again at 380 in Coit. New severe thunderstorm just north of Collin County. All right, yeah. So this one right here that just got issued near the Bonham area. So this is a brand new severe thunderstorm warning at 6:03. A cluster of severe thunderstorms is located near and north of McKinney, near the Whitewright area, and that's all moving off into the northeast at 30 miles an hour. Again, some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, some half-dollar size hail. Locations in its path from that area would include the Salina, Melissa, just kind of north of McKinney there, Anna, Van Alstyne, into Howe, back into Louetta, into Tom Bean, Whitewright, into Bells, by Ector, and out towards Ladona, out here by into the Ladona area. That whole area could be getting some half-dollar size hail. You can see it right now, potentially near the Van Alstyne area. Hey, Paul. Hey, buddy. Yeah, it looks like you've got some, half-dollar, potentially almost golf ball size hail heading towards the Van Alstyne area. There's Highway 75 right now. It looks to be in between Weston and Van Alstyne. That is definitely some half-dollar size hail right now, just north of in that North Collin County area. And that's definitely the biggest of the night up there. Hey, Eric, it's coming down good. Big drops in hail at Coit and 380. All right, so it looks like it's going to be in it looks like it's going to be in Van Alstyne just maybe in a couple of minutes. I mean, it should be really knocking on your doorstep at any moment. All right, so it looks like I might be getting some hail at my house. I can definitely hear the tings outside my window now. Hey, Lisa. Yeah, pea-sized hail at Custer and 380. That's probably what I'm getting right now. There's a cell over New Hope that's got possibly some quarter-inch hail to it as well. These are all racing across into the northeast. There's another cell back here, just kind of west of McKinney. There's Highway 121. That looks to be near, say, the Coit Independence area. There's 380. These are all moving northeast. That looks like to be impacting the downtown McKinney area here shortly with potentially some quarter-inch hail with that storm. Hey, Ross. Hey, buddy. Hey, I'm just waiting for the next warning. Yeah, it's probably like pea size, nickel size hail at my house right now. Hey, kids, is it hailing? All right, the kid says it's hailing. I mean, I can definitely hear it. There's a lot of rain wrapped with it. That's actually the second hail at my house. That okay. Yeah, this cell right here by Ennis, that looks to be some pretty significant hail towards was it Heath? No, this is the cell I wanted to highlight. Okay. This is probably the biggest hail of the night right here. This hail right here could be up to golf ball, maybe some maybe even a little bit bigger than that. This appears definitely the biggest hail of the night, potentially, as we're seeing right now at the moment, just north of Heath and south of Rockwall. This cell is moving due east at 18 knots. So areas in its path are potentially the Quinlan area. This is just south of Fate. It appears to miss some pretty the bigger cities out there. So maybe it's just a bunch of country and farm pastures out there. But definitely appears to be that's the biggest hail of the night. Are we thinking gorilla hail with the possibility with these supercells? I mean, it's potentially up to 2.5-inch hail in diameter. That's what the severe thunderstorm watch is adjusting for the atmosphere with this particular setup. The biggest of the night I've seen is 1.25. I mean, I'm sorry, golf ball. But this area right here by the Rockwall area, that could be the biggest of the night. Right now, it looks to appear that we've got 1.5 inch confirmation out of this, but that could be delayed. I mean, it's not real time instant. This could be delayed by 2 or 3 minutes here. Um, so it may even bigger. And based on these purples that I'm seeing, we're probably getting some 2 inch hail out of this cell right here, just south of Rockwall and south of Mobile City here. And that's the same area that's showing some rotation as well. Yeah, that cell over Rockwall is following I-30. That's nuts at rush hour. Yeah, you're right. That is the I-30 corridor here, and it's 6 o'clock in the evening. That's a dangerous setup right there. Being caught on a freeway with that size hail, there's just nowhere to go. If you're in that setup, you need to put your purse over your head or something to shelter your head. I've seen hailstones come through the sunroof before. So if you're along the I-35 I-30 corridor there, if you're parked on the freeway, if you're in that zone here, that you just have nowhere to go with traffic backed up. You just need to take all precautions possibly. That particular type size hail will start knocking out some of the windshields, depending on the angle of your windshield here. But that appears to be a pretty dangerous setup unfolding as we speak in the rock wall area. And like she mentioned, there's I-30, so it's literally right parked on I-30 here, dropping some of that larger hail as we speak, and has rotation. So don't forget about that. I mean, it also has rotation with it as well. But right now, so far, we have not seen a tornado warning issued as of right now. Hey, pal, how strong do you think these storms southwest of Dallas will be as they reach Collin County? Well, I think they could still be strong. They might not be as strong because we've already had some rain induced in the system. I'm probably not expecting this back band here to be as intense, or the hail as intense as the initial band. So you probably could see some, there's 0.75 inch hail. So but it's probably going to be less. It's probably going to be less than because it's getting some cold air going to be induced on the backside of these storms. Hey, Jamie. Yes, they had that tornado in Rockwall, Rowlett area a couple years ago. Well, it was like what, Christmas? That was that EF4 that dropped down near 16 or 17, 2016 or 17. Hey, what size hail does windshield damage? I mean, really quarter size. I mean, it's got to be at least quarter size. But to hit windshields, you get golf ball size, and depending on the angle of your windshield, it's going to put some cracks in it. You get above golf ball, you get to that 2 inch and obviously 2.5 inch. It's going to be probable of putting some major dents in it, if not actually go through it. I think you pretty much have to get to the egg size type size hail, to the tennis ball type size hail, to potentially go all the way through your car windshield. Yeah, so there we go. That's the update. That's 2 inches, guys. That's the biggest of the night. I had a feeling this was the biggest of the night. I mean, really straddling I-30 there. I mean, it's got 2 inch hail dropping out of the sky. That's doing some damage, and all the vehicles anywhere on the road, it's definitely leaving some dents on the vehicles out there. If you get trapped in this system, um, you know, by all means, protect yourself. Hunch down in the car. Protect yourself from flying objects that could hit the windshield or the windows out there, and especially the sunroof. I mean, if you got a sunroof in your car, most cars do. Obviously, close it, and But hey, I mean, it could go through the sunroof. So I mean, it's not out of the question. Get a backpack or your purse or something to shield your head as much as possible, and if it all means try to stay away from the windows as possible with that flying debris that could be flying out. But it's not a pretty situation happening right now in near Rockwall, heading towards Mobile City on I-30 just south of Dallas here. And near the Fate area. Yeah, it looks like Cape and shear values will drop as it bows out. Yeah, that was expected. So we were really concerned about the first initial several hours. The storms have been going for about I don't know. Really, they started about 4:30. They didn't really start getting severe until about 5:15, I think. So they've been going about an hour and a half. There was a couple hour window there that I was really concerned about. The initial starting point where they're all separated. So you can definitely see as they continue to push off further to the east, they're starting to merge together, right? I mean, they're starting to kind of congeal into more of a less of a broken line, if you will, and more of a congealed solid line. And so as they do that, the hail threat will drop and the damaging wind threat will increase. So you can still get an isolated spin up tornado in that type of atmosphere. But we're seeing the worst of it right now. I mean, let's just put it that way. We're seeing the worst of it. So there's a new warning out towards Oklahoma. So they're still going to be impacted from these cells even towards the end of the southern tip of Oklahoma here and the Marietta area into Thackerville, just across the border there into the Texas borderline. There's Gainesville. Just north of there, we're seeing some potentially some quarter-size hail and even bigger cell towards the Marietta area. They're seeing some of that quarter-size hail out towards there. That's moving off into the east. So you can see these storms moving off to the east. That's that low-level jet really kind of catching up with itself. There's the dry line moving in, the cold front moving in on the backside. And eventually that cold air is going to win. But it's still going to be a couple hours before all that happens. Hey, Jay. Thanks for coming back, buddy. Yeah, it looks like I've got 4,000 between YouTube and Facebook watching me live right now. So that's pretty good. There's 4,000 people watching me live on both platforms as we speak. Hey, TJ. Hail near Princeton, pea-sized hail, but a lot. You got a lot of pea-sized hail in Princeton. Waiting for it in Emory, Texas. All right, so it looks like we literally just got our first tornado warning that just got issued. That is up here towards the Leonard area. All right, so this is a brand new tornado warning that just got issued for Leonard into, yeah, so this cell right here, this is the cell we're concerned about. New tornado warning. It has not popped up on here, but they just issued it. Trenton, Leonard, Randolph, Bailey, into Ladona, as well as the Bonham area into Dodge City. This is the areas of rotation right here with this cell heading towards the Bailey area. We do have a radar indicated tornado with some $half size hail associated with it. And so if you live in the Bailey area, you need to take cover right now from this radar indicative tornado as we speak, racing off into the east at 13 knots. All right, so it looks like we had a confirmation of a ground spotter, had a weak funnel, that we had a weak funnel in this area produced at 623. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over the Leonard area, or 13 miles south of Bonham, moving northeast at 20 miles an hour. The hazards include, or tornado radar indicated, $half size hail. We do have confirmation from a ground spotter that there was a brief funnel that tried to lower. It didn't make landfall. It didn't touch the ground, but there was a brief lowering of a funnel cloud just a minute or so ago in this area that's heading off towards the Bailey area. So this is the area that is under that tornado warning for until 7 o'clock. So for the next 30 minutes, you need to be in your safe zone down here towards the Leonard area and the Trenton, Bailey, into the Gobber area. Ladona is another area that could be impacted, but mainly the Bailey area right now looks to have that area of rotation make it kind of really heading directly over you into Bailey, into the northeast of the Metroplex. Yeah, so 13 knots is around 15 miles an hour. So you have to multiply it by like 1.15. So, I mean, the knots, you can just maybe add a couple miles an hour to whatever the knots are. So right now at 13 knots, that's about 15 miles an hour that it's racing across. All right, so this rotation doesn't look nearly as pronounced as it did just a couple of minutes ago. They did have that brief funnel, so that's what warranted the tornado warning that was just issued. So it's still active for the next 30 minutes. So we'll watch this area. It looks like there's another storm chaser down towards outside of Waco that's also got some rotation out of this supercell down here by Lacey Lakeview. Pretty good downdrafts from this system. Nothing currently rotating right now, but he's on this area that's showing some signs of trying to get its act together. All right, so yeah, so there's the new tornado warning that just popped up. This is the zone that we're most concerned about, near the Leonard area, back towards Trenton. Really the Bailey area, heading towards Ladona. It'll be in Ladona by around 7:05 time frame, and Pecan Gap near about 7:20. So this area kind of holds together. You can definitely see this rotation. Yeah, so right here, this is the area that we're most concerned about at the moment right now, heading towards Bailey. It appears to be in Bailey at around 6:39. Hey, Steve. Hail core visible from West McKinney towards Melissa. Yeah, so you're probably talking about this cell right here that's over the downtown McKinney area right now. This is heading towards the New Hope area. So if you're a Melissa, you can see it to your south here. This has got possibly up to some half-inch, maybe a quarter-inch hail at times, heading towards the New Hope area. That's off by like 1849 area along 380 here. And that'll eventually get into the Blue Ridge area by 6:54. So in another 20 minutes. So you're impacted by some hail right now in the Blue Ridge area. You could be getting a little bit more over the next 20 minutes as we have another system coming in on the backside of you. All right, so we're starting to see some holes starting to light up here, some weakening, and towards Sanger into Aubrey, maybe towards Salina. That initial area has shifted off to the east. I mean, it's mainly past, it's mainly past Highway 75 now. I mean, a lot of the activity is east of Highway 75, or the most severe type of activity. Now there's I-45 Highway 45, and there's Interstate 30 here, and we felt we had that initial development right along the I-35 corridor, and that pushes east, and into East Texas, and that's what we're seeing. So if we expand the view, and kind of give you a big ballpark of what's happening here, the severe thunderstorm watch includes all the way areas into College Station, down towards, Jacksonville, into Henderson, out towards, the Tyler area, out towards East Texas. So that's where a lot of this, instability is going. That's the severe threat is pushing further east as we get deeper into the nighttime hours, and there's going to be a southern branch here that's going to be diving a little bit further off to the southeast, and that'll eventually impact. I'm expecting to have some possibly stronger storms in and around the Houston area, but that won't be until maybe midnight, 11, 12 o'clock time frame. So, but we are watching this initial band here. The most severe band has pushed, more or less east of Highway 75 now. I mean, most of the activity is there's downtown McKinney, so you got Highway 75 right along this area here. And hey, Lizzie, hey, thanks for joining. Thanks for becoming a member. Greatly appreciate it. So I mean, I can't say McKinney's done for the night because we still got some activity back here, but so we got a new cell that's popping up into Farmers Branch. That's got about a half-inch hail. It's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be nearly as big as what we're seeing earlier from this backside activity. But some of these still can turn severe, but maybe not. The bigger size hail what we were seeing earlier. We have another pretty good size hail, maybe up to a quarter-inch hail In the Arlington area. That's heading towards Grand Prairie and eventually towards Cockrell Hill. And there's I-30 again. So we've had a history of these storms kind of training across the I-30 corridor here. We got some some half-inch hail, maybe three-quarter-inch hail towards the Addison area. That's heading off into the northeast at 16 knots, so about 19, 18, 19 miles an hour, heading up towards the Plano area. That's going to be impacting Plano by around 6:45. So you could be seeing some P to nickel, maybe some quarter-size hail with that particular setup. All right, so if we zoom back in, this is the area that's still showing signs of rotation. Definitely not as pronounced as it was earlier near Bailey. It had a funnel that dropped about 5-10 minutes ago out of this particular system, and between Randolph and Littard, heading towards Bailey. So it still has the warned area. This looks to travel just north of Wolf City, heading towards the Ladona area out here in northeast of the Metroplex. Let me take some sip of water. Like, hey, I've been live 2 hours. I need to take some water. Hey, Stormy. Hey, thanks for coming on with me. Hey, Taylor. Hey, south of the Tyler area. Well, you're still going to be in the warm sector. I'm still expecting them to. You're still in the watch. I'm still expecting them to be pretty strong as they continue to push off into East Texas. So here's Tyler. So you're going to be impacted from these cells back towards the Corsicana area, back towards the Oak Ridge area. So it might be another hour or so by the time these storms make it your way. But I definitely appear to be on the stronger side for sure. Yeah, just kind of zooming out. I'm like literally zooming out right now. I mean, I'm not really seeing like the bigger hail that we were seeing earlier. I'm not, there's not that much activity over that quarter-inch variety. The hail has come down, at least at the moment, has weakened, somewhat. There's pockets of some quarter-size hail, but I'm not seeing anything on that golf ball type size hail variety right now. They had major damage, he said, listening to a scanner in Bailey and Leonard. Oh, wow. Yeah, that could be our first tornado on the ground right here. That has a lot more rotation than what it did earlier. So it looks like we got a confirmation from a scanner that they've had some major damage in between the Leonard area and Bailey, out here in northeast of the Metroplex. And this area is showing pretty good size rotation at the moment, racing off into the northeast here. So this could be our first potential tornado, on the ground right now. So we had an area that had a funnel, had a funnel cloud dropped earlier in this same area. So it still has the tornado warning associated with it right now. I'm just trying to see if we see any like debris type signature trying to lift up in the atmosphere. It's not that pronounced with this storm, but it definitely appears there is rotation within this cell that we could be producing a tornado, if not a minimal tornado on the ground right now. And this area right here, is this the area that's main concerned, and to Bailey, and to Bailey, Texas right now, that has that tornado warning until 7 o'clock, heading towards Ladona. So if you live in Ladona, you need to be in your safe zone right now, as this radar indicated tornado is moving across to the east. Hey, we are at Bill Gates events 201, 235,000 year rotation of galactic. Hey, just rain and thunder and Allen. Hey, Jackie. Hey, yeah. So if you're just now tuning in, we're watching this tornado warning supercell over Bailey. That's got a tornado warning until 7 o'clock. We've had some confirmation on a scanner that appears to be some damage within the area near Bailey. So we could have our first possible tornado that's on the ground right now as we speak, heading off to the east at around 15 miles an hour. So it's not moving as fast as the other storms. Yes, there is a little bit of action near the Oklahoma border. Let's zoom up to Oklahoma here real quick. So we do have that severe thunderstorm warning near Marietta. That's got some quarter size hail associated with it. There's Thackerville, so it's just across on the other side into the Oklahoma border, and Callisburg. I think here's the kind of more of the borderline right here, the Red River. That cell's got some quarter-inch hail associated with it. These cells are all moving into Oklahoma as we speak. So it still has that severe thunderstorm warning that was issued at 6:03 until about 7:15 for parts of Collin County, from this cell near the New Hope area that's still producing some quarter size hail. So if you live in and around the New Hope area, I think that's around FM 1849 area out there in near Princeton. These storms are heading off northeast about 16 miles an hour. And that's eventually going to be heading towards the Blue Ridge area in about 20 minutes. So you could still see some quarter-inch hail associated with this supercell near the Blue Ridge area over the next 20 minutes. All right, so let's zoom back into our rotation. It's still showing signs of rotation near Bailey. So it's a couple minutes now. It's about 5 minutes now. This same area has been showing signs of rotation. And we did have a reporter from this a spotter, a scanner out there in that area that did see some damage in that area. So it definitely appears that we could have had a quick spin up and a touchdown or some straight line wind damage. But it still has pretty good circulation out here. And this whole area is moving across east at 16 miles an hour. Let's drop a little bit further south because it appears that we have a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is on the southern flank of the storm near the College Station area. So this is a brand new warning that just got issued for the College Station area for this cell right here by Lyons and Independence. So the areas have some wind gusts of 50 miles an hour, some quarter-size hail near the Bryan College Station area. So areas within the warned area are Somerville, into Wilcox, into College Station. And just outside of the area too, it appears to have some even bigger size hail. So you don't exactly have to be within the warned area. You can still have some storms that spin up pretty quickly. This is literally just outside the warned area here that is producing even some larger hail currently within the warned area. So this is an area just north of Bryan here that has some 1 1/4 inch hail to it. It's racing quick. I mean, that's 38 knots. It's about 42, 45 miles an hour right there, off to the northeast. So they're getting some of that larger hail now. And that's on the southern flank of the severe thunderstorm watch that goes until 10 o'clock, because it does include the College Station area. Hey, I live just northeast of Bailey and got the hail at a Dodge waiting in Leonard for a bit. That's good. Hey, Lindsay, I'm glad you got out of there because that area has signs of rotation. Let me see if it's still showing. Yeah, it's still pretty pronounced. I mean, over Bailey. I mean, this has been about 5 to 7 minutes now, easily, in and around the Bailey area, as this supercell is still showing rotation within the Bailey area. All right. So if you follow me on Twitter, I'm retweeting all the any updated watches or all the warnings, the severe thunderstorm warnings, the tornado warnings out there. So you can keep updated on that as well. So I'm trying to find any storm spotters that are on that Bailey storm. Yeah, so we're approaching the 7 o'clock time frame. I just got confirmation of funnels, pictures of funnels north of Wolf City. That was that right here. That was as of 2 minutes ago from the Wolf City Fire and Rescue. All right, so we'll watch this storm, but we still got the warning that goes until for another 9 minutes. All right, so let's zoom back out and zoom into Fort Worth here towards the Arlington area, down by the Dalworthington Gardens area. It's got some quarter-inch hail associated with it near Pantoga area. That's heading off into Arlington. So this is some of the backfilling stuff. So we're starting to see some backfilling off the initial line now, and then these are still separated. So can still be some some larger hail producers. Yeah, let me look at the latest updated high resolution guidance. Okay. All right, 6, 7. Okay, 7 o'clock. That's where we're at now. So it's got some backfilling. Okay, it's got some pretty intense storms coming across Dallas by 8 o'clock. So I'm looking at some of the high resolution guidance. It appears these cells right here, these might really get their act together as they move east. I mean, you can see it's clear. I mean, it's pretty clear. I heard someone mention there's nothing in Dallas right now. That could change in a big way, according to this new high resolution guidance about 8 o'clock. So these cells right here are going to be hitting a zone that just has not been really untapped. I mean, it's not been had any rain. It hasn't been worked over in that atmosphere. So yes, things could start go downhill in a big way towards the Dallas area, downtown Dallas, by around 8 o'clock. So we're watching these two cells. They're separated here. So we got one over the Dalworthington area heading towards the Arlington area into Grand Prairie, into Cockrell Hill, and eventually that will make it into the downtown Dallas area, maybe just south of Dallas. And then we have another cell training back behind it into Fort Worth. So these are two separated supercells that look to head directly towards the Dallas area. That by 7:30, there's the first cell, could be over in and around Dallas or just south of downtown Dallas. And then that second cell be over downtown Dallas by 8 o'clock. So definitely don't take your guard down. Think you're done for the evening in Dallas, because it just really hasn't hit you yet. I think these cells are really going to start to merge to come together here. And, looking at some of the high resolution guidance, these things could be pretty intense as they get in and around near Dallas. All right, so for on the immediate time right now, so we're getting some of that quarter-inch hail over the Dallas area. This looks to be just north of Interstate 30, and that's heading towards the Highland Park area. So it's got some quarter-inch hail associated with this supercell near Highland Park, and that's heading just south of the University Park area. And that's going to be right around about 7:04. So from now into the next 8 minutes, you could be looking at some larger hail going to be impacting your area near the Highland Park and the University Park area. So look at my tempest. Looks like I've got a half inch of rain at my house. And the rain has stopped right now. I don't hear any rain at the moment. Okay, so that's a little concerning. All right, so this is definitely concerning here. Some rotation near Collin County and near the New Hope area, just maybe north of Princeton. That is definitely an area of rotation that I'm a little bit concerned about, as this is also racing off into the northeast. So we have that area by Leonard and Bailey, but we also have a new area of rotation just north of I-30. I mean, I'm sorry, Highway 380, just north of Princeton here. So this is Highway 380. There's Farmersville. There's Princeton into New Hope. It appears just north of Princeton here, there's an area of rotation. You know, as this cell is moving across, it does have some low level spin to it. All right, so we got a new severe thunderstorm warning in Oklahoma for Bennington and Albany, Oklahoma until 7:45. That literally just got issued. That's this area right here at 7:45. I'm sorry, at 6:55. A severe thunderstorm was located near Albany, moving northeast at 30 miles an hour. You can expect some 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and some quarter-size hail associated with that supercell. So it's northeastern Bryan County and southeastern Oklahoma that are under the severe thunderstorm warning, as some of this instability is shifting into Oklahoma now. So if we zoom out, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 severe thunderstorm warnings. And we have that one tornado warning that still goes on for another minute. I mean, it looks like the sun is coming out, which that can't be good. You don't want the sun out just yet. There's that time of day into the change of the clocks and the sun angle. It's still daylight for a couple more hours, you know. What happened to my? There it is. Came back to life. Yeah, I'm about right here and the sun's out, which there's nothing back behind it. So, hey, so new severe thunderstorm warning till 7:45, northeastern Madison. Yeah, new severe thunderstorm warning for Lovely, Weldon, Lovelady, and Friday, Texas until 7:30. You can see some 50-mile-per-hour winds and some until 7:30. That's a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued. There's another one out towards Corsicana. We haven't talked about that area. At 6:43, there was a cluster of severe thunderstorms that was located near the Coolidge to Powell, moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. Some 60-mile-per-hour winds and some quarter-size hail. With that one, the severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Freestone County in central Texas and central Henderson County in central Texas, as well as southeastern Hill County. So that is a new cell that's just got issued further south towards, in and around the Corsicana area. Wortham is seeing some quarter-size hail at the moment from that cell as it lifting northeast about 40 miles an hour, heading towards the Streetman area. So let's zoom back into Dallas, because that looks to be another storm that looks to be getting its act together. Just north of the downtown Dallas area, that's heading towards Highland Park with some bigger hail out of that particular cell. That looks to be impacting the Garland area over the next 15 minutes or so. Hey, Ashley, pea-size hail in Nevada. Pea-size hail in Melissa. Lightning strikes within 10 miles of McKinney. Yeah, if we zoom into Collin County, you're pretty much done in Denton. I don't think you were actually even under the severe thunderstorm warning. You're probably done in Little Elm, and you're really going to be done in Salina. This is all moving off to the east. You can actually see it's picked up speed. I mean, the leading edge of this is now really into look at that, Canton, into Sulphur Springs, into Commerce, back towards into Paris area. And we're just getting some backfilling right now in the heart of the Metroplex. Anything for Allen? Yeah, I mean, this one cell back by Carrollton may get a little close. It appears to be maybe just south of Allen. But we still have to watch this cell as this is moving across. Hey, David. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Some of that quarter-size hail could be a little bit, could be a little bigger. That's actually hitting the ground. Yeah, here's that storm by Lavon and by Nevada here. It's got some quarter-inch hail, maybe up to $half size hail, heading towards the Josephine area. It's got some bigger hail out here towards north of Princeton. That still has some pretty big hail associated with it. Some $half size hail in north of Princeton right now, just north of Highway 380. That's heading just south of the Blue Ridge area. That's some damaging hail still impacting that area up here in northeastern Collin County. Hey, Janine. Yeah, so quick recap is we still have a severe thunderstorm watch until 10 o'clock. And we're watching the first band kind of congeal together. It's way out here in East Texas into Corsicana, down towards Sulphur Springs into Paris area. And then we're getting some backfilling back behind the main line, kind of some wraparound moisture into the Blue Ridge, down towards Caddo Mills, back into Garland, through University Park, into the Fort Worth area. But it appears to be fairly clear into Little Elm, down towards Salina. The sun just came out in West McKinney. So we're starting to see some clearing in those areas. And I'm not really expecting anything behind it. I mean, there is a cold front that's going to be racing across. So that's probably what's happening right now is the cold front is kind of catching up with these systems on the backside. And it's pushing. The low-level jet is pushing these storms further east. The severe thunderstorm watch was expanded all the way through Shreveport down to College Station. So yes, even though these areas are going to be under the severe thunderstorm watch until 10, it doesn't mean it's going to last at your house until 10 o'clock. I mean, I would say you're pretty much done in the Little Elm area for tonight. Hey, we had some hail in West Frisco around 5:30. Now the sun is out at 7:05. Yeah, so we still got daylight for another 20, 30 minutes. Yeah, so where we're seeing clearing, the sun's allowed to come out. I mean, if we zoom into the Frisco area, you got pretty clear skies now. I mean, it's starting to clear out in McKinney, starting to clear out in Prosper, down towards the Little Elm area, and we're seeing nothing behind it. So the main instability has pushed east, and then you have a second band that's pushed southeast. And you see the further west you go, these are not even producing half inch hail, right? So that's not even severe. So you're going to see more and more of that as some of the colder air gets and kind of induced on the backside of this system. The main instability was on the main line as it pushes further east. All right, so we have a new cell. There's that by that love lady. That was the severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued at 6:37. A severe thunderstorm was located 7 miles southwest of Love Lady, or 9 miles southeast Estonia, moving northeast at 25 miles an hour. Has some quarter-size hail with it. So locations for that severe thunderstorm warning are west central Trinity County and southeastern Texas, and southwestern Houston County and southeastern Texas. Hey, Jackie. Hey, I appreciate the compliment. Thanks so much. You're so sweet. Hey, I appreciate you watching. I'm glad to be a part on here, keeping you safe as possible. I'll post the hell swath when all this is done for the evening, and let you know where some of the bigger hail was. But I mean, we had confirmation of some 2-inch hail, so some isolated pockets of 2-inch hail did come to fruition, and there could be even more of that. I just haven't looked at ground confirmation of the whole entire area as of yet. Hailing bad in Garland, so yeah, so everything's pushed east. So let's all right, so let's head towards the Garland area, because now everything's pushed a little bit further east. There's that cell over that was over heading towards Dallas, is pushed into the Garland area that's producing some larger hail at the moment on the variety of that 1/4-inch hail, maybe a little bit larger here. So that's where you see these pinks. That's indicative of some of the larger than quarter-size hail. These are racing off towards the Rowlett area by 7:21. So in the next 10 minutes, it's essentially going to be moving east-northeast at 22 knots, is about 25 miles an hour. It's going to be going from Garland to Rowlett till at about 7:21. So you could be seeing some quarter to maybe a little bit larger than quarter, between quarter and $half size hail between Garland and Rowlett for the next 10 minutes. Hey, Allie. Yeah, so we did have confirmation of a funnel. We did have confirmation of some damage near Leonard and Bailey area. I don't have confirmation yet that a funnel or it did touch down, but we did have some rotation. Yeah, Reed Timmer was on the mesocyclone hail shaft south of Ennis earlier. So Reed Timmer, he's in the area. He's in northeast Texas. He's probably heading. I would imagine he's heading. Well, he's probably right around this area. Hey Reed, did you see anything near Ennis? My coworker sent me a photo that looked like a tornado. It could have been just a hail shaft. All right, so we have a new severe thunderstorm warning in Oklahoma. That's a brand new warning. Everything's pushing a little bit further north. This is in Oklahoma near Springer. At 7:09, there was a severe thunderstorm was located 5 miles southwest of Turner Falls. That's moving east at 10 miles an hour. It's got some quarter-size hail and some 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. East central Carter County in southeastern Oklahoma, southwestern Murray County, and southern Oklahoma is going to be impacted between now and 8 o'clock. So between now and 8 o'clock for the next 50 minutes, that cell has moved further north of the border here into Oklahoma, where they're seeing some of that severe weather starting to break out. Roxton and Tigerton. Yeah, I just got the vertical velocity index on, just try to see some sort of, areas of rotation. That looks like some by near north of Fruitville, south of Emory. This is in East Texas. There's the West Tawakoni area into Willis Point. That area is showing some signs of rotation. Hey, Samantha. Yeah, there definitely appears to be some damage in and around the Leonard and Bailey area. I haven't had confirmation on an actual touchdown. I have not laid witness. It looks like, wow, that I'm getting some pictures out of the Rockwall area, and they had some of that golf ball potentially type size hail, maybe even a little bit bigger, some of those hailstones out of the Rockwall area where, man, it was just solid covering the streets there. So it looks like a pretty good hail swath dropped over the Rockwall area with solid ice. These are pictures from earlier, 9 minutes ago in the Rockwall area. Hey, we have a strong low level jet. We have some cold air aloft. It's the low level jet was helping to erode the cap that was in place earlier, and it's the dry line, the cold front. Everything's kind of feeding into the system with this low level jet that's racing across, and that's all shifting off into the East Texas. So with that cold air aloft, that's why we had a big hail threat tonight. because of that cold air aloft that came down from the north. Yeah, so we're seeing kind of the leading edge of that low level jet, and then we're getting backside activity with the cold front that's moving through the metroplex. All right, so here's that cell that's heading towards downtown Dallas, near the Cockrell Hill area. It's got some half-inch hail associated with it. The bigger hail right now is near Garland. So there was the hail earlier in Rockwall, so they actually may get hit again with some more hail if these systems in Saxe and Garland kind of hold together. So Rockwall earlier had some, it appeared to be at least golf ball. I mean, some of those hailstones were over 2 inches. I mean, that's the biggest hail I've witnessed so far on a visual basis of the night in and around the Rockwall area. Extremely loud lightning just hit our house. There's probably an amazing rainbow. Hey, if anybody lives in McKinney, the sun's out. I mean, it just rained, so there's probably an amazing rainbow right now. If you can walk outside and um, take a couple of pictures. I mean, it's clear as a bell. I mean, you're done. You're done in McKinney. So it's safe to go outside and maybe get a shot of a potential rainbow. All right, so we still got that activities we still have to be concerned about. These are the two cells I mentioned earlier that was back by Arlington and Fort Worth. Now they're essentially over Garland and heading towards the downtown Dallas area, heading into Irving and University Park. I mean, it looks like they've been hit hard with several systems over the course of the last 2 hours in and around the Highland Park and the University Park area. But right now, we've got some of those larger hailstones falling and in between Garland and Rowlett at the moment. Hey, yes, my friend just sent me the rainbow shot. Yeah, wow, that's amazing. There's the rainbow north of Allen here. So yeah, get some nice rainbow shots if you live in Collin County. That's a pretty cool rainbow coming out with about 20 more minutes left of daylight. With the clearing on the backside, some amazing rainbows are being displayed right now. That'll just give you that'll give you the sign. That's the all clear signal, right? If you see a rainbow, you're in the all clear. That's benefits of the if we didn't change the clocks, then it'd still be dark right now, right? Gets dark a little bit later now. Hey, Linda. Yeah, I went to the eye doctor today, and I'm a candidate for glasses. So I'll be getting some glasses. My vision's not as good as it used to be. So I finally went to the eye doctor, and that's pretty much what's going on. I'm having a strain to see things. And of course, it doesn't help looking at a computer all day and being on my phone or being on some sort of. So yeah, I'll be probably sporting some glasses in the next week or so. But I got my prescription and everything. Hey, did you say your area is done for the night, or just the leading edge? No, I mean, it looks like if you're in McKinney, most of these systems are moving east northeast. So if you live in Prosper, McKinney, Frisco, you're pretty much done for the evening. You're going to be done. I'm more concerned about south of there right now into Garland and towards University Park. Those are the areas that still have the bigger hail associated with it. Some 1 inch hail that's heading towards Rowlett. Rockwall may be hit again with some more hail. Hey, just came on about severe weather watch in Parrish, Louisiana. Yeah, so all this is moving east. So it'll eventually head towards the Louisiana area. Eventually, I mean, we've got a severe thunderstorm all the way into Lovelady. There's the leading edge, and there's Louisiana. That's not that far away. So yeah, everything is pushing east. This will be in the Shreveport area probably in the next, I don't know, 2 hours. These things are racing pretty fast. So Shreveport's going to be hit with some of that severe weather, and then eventually this southeastern side will be impacted by into College Station, and there still could be some pretty big storms as we head later into the evening hours and near the Houston Metroplex and to the Woodlands area. So, and then you have that northern flank too. So it's just kind of merging. I wonder. Hey, before I say too much, let me look at the latest high resolution because we could have some wraparound. Yeah, so essentially what's happening, we have this kind of comma Q shape, right? So we have this whole line, this kind of comma shape that's tailing all the way north of the Red River into Oklahoma. And then we're gonna have a kind of a backside piece that might come back in the backside. I'm not expecting those to be severe. So if you do still get hit in areas I say like McKinney that are done, if you still get some rain in maybe a couple hours, they won't be on the severe side. It's just from some of that wraparound moisture on the backside as this is all winding itself down and moving away because it expands fairly lengthy because this whole tail extends all the way down towards Austin. That's going to swing southeast towards Houston. This whole system will move eastward into Shreveport, into Texarkana. And then we have another piece up here in the northern flank that's moving northeast into parts of southern Oklahoma. And then you have some of that wraparound that might come on the backside as this is moving away. But those won't be severe. It's just be some light rain if you happen to get some. Hey, beautiful clouds above McKinney, really puffy clouds. Reports from the National Weather Service chat session, some roof damage and some tree damage in Leonard. I'm getting from a spotter. Oh wow, I see the puffy clouds. Those are those. Welcome. I've been through one. Got here just in time in February snowmageddon. Oh, you came here last year during the snowmageddon. Wow, so you've seen a lot of rough weather in the past 12 months. I've never seen a full rainbow in my life. So cool. Oh, from end to end, huh? That's cool. Hey, take some pictures, tag me on Twitter, send it to my fan page, send me on Instagram, email it to me. I'd love to see your pictures. All right, so you're definitely seeing this squall line. It's not broken anymore. There's hardly any holes into it. We're seeing it congeal together, and this was expected. Going to be transferring to from a kind of a higher hail threat to a more of a damaging straight line wind threat, and that's what we're seeing. So as soon as these cells more or less merge together and congeal in a solid line, you're still going to get some severe weather with it. You're going to get, you could still have a isolated spin up. The probabilities of some of that very large hail definitely subsides in that type of atmosphere. We just have to be concerned about the ones that pop out of the leading edge down towards Jacksonville, out here by Cushing. Those are the ones that you have to be more concerned about, to seeing some of those bigger hailstones that could develop and have some tornado type signatures within those supercells. So we still have that back half of the system heading towards the rock wall area that get hit hard earlier. Going to get some more hail from this system. It's still producing some at least quarter size hail. We have a new cell down here by Glen Heights, down by Red Oak. That's a new cell that just popped up. It's got some quarter size hail with that one as well. That one's racing across east about 35 miles an hour. That is just south of, and basically in South Dallas, south of DeSoto, south of Lancaster, heading towards the Ferris and Wilmer area, and eventually heading towards the Combine area by around the 8 o'clock time frame. Hey, David, you can send it to me on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, you can tag me on Twitter. Here's my email. Yeah, so if anybody has, that's the easiest way. I think most everybody has email. If you don't have Twitter or Facebook, or you can always send it to me by email. Yeah, so if you have any like pics, storm pics, rainbow pics, video, yeah, please send it to me. Yeah, hail and Rowlett again. Yeah, that's that cell that's over Rowlett. That's got, wow. See, that one's grown. So it's got some potentially $half size hail right now in the Rowlett area. I'm not seeing any rotation with that cell. It's a little bit in between Rockwall and Heath. There is a tad bit of rotation with this cell along I-30 here, but it's definitely has some bigger hail dropping out of the sky right now. And that's heading towards the McClendon area. So these are a lot of the same areas that got hit hard earlier, is impacted again from that second half of the systems, knocking windows pretty hard right now. Awesome. Thanks, David. Appreciate your help. Yeah, so this cell is actually moving east southeast about 21 miles an hour, and the cell to the north of that is moving northeast. So you can definitely see, change in directions. That's why we had some we're getting, kind of the rotation. Some areas are moving southeast, some areas are moving northeast, as this whole system is moving, east. Hey, Snowies. I don't have confirmation of a tornado. If it was, it was very brief. If it was a very quick touchdown, it was very, very brief. I've heard some reports of some roof damage and some tree damage, but that could be straight line winds. So we'll definitely have confirmation on any possible tornado. If it was definitely something very light natured, and maybe potentially wasn't on the ground very long. But I don't have confirmation of. I've got some damage reports, but I'm not sure if it was straight line wind damage or from a possible brief tornado touchdown. All right, so this is a brand new severe thunderstorm warning up here by Whitesboro. That's got some larger hail. That's brand new, guys. That is a brand new severe thunderstorm warning for Sunnyvale into the. Oh, sorry. That's there's two of them actually. Let's get to this. Which hadn't even popped up here yet. This is a brand new from 30 seconds ago. Rowlett, a brand new severe thunderstorm warning for Rowlett. It's this cell right here. They just hadn't popped up on your screen. New severe thunderstorm warning for Wiley, Rowlett, Sunnyvale, Rockwall, Heath, Royce City, and to Lavon, out towards the Cattle Mills area, and to the Quinlan area from this supercell right here that's dropping $half size hail at the moment. And this is a pretty big swath of pink, guys. This is between Heath and Rockwall. This is a pretty big area of at least between a quarter and a $half size hail dropping, moving southeast. All right, so let's head back up to the north. This is the new cell that just got issued. This new severe thunderstorm warning for at 7:25. There was a new severe thunderstorm located near Whitesboro, moving east at 25 miles an hour. It's got some larger hailstones with it, up to $half. Look at that, guys! Almost golf ball size hail dropping in Whitesboro right now, in between South Mod and Sadler. That is some dangerous hail heading towards the Sherman area. This is a brand new cell that just popped up that's moving east at 20 knots, around 23 miles an hour. It's got some hail near the Pottsboro area, as well as between Whitesboro and South Mod. And that is some dangerous hail. That is upwards to almost golf ball size hail right now, as this storm is really rapidly intensified as we speak. Hey, Chuck. All right, so let's get a time frame on Shreveport. It appears the leading edge of Shreveport is probably around 10 o'clock time frame in Shreveport. So these cells are all going to merge together, and it should be near Shreveport around 10 o'clock this evening, if that helps you out. Hey, Chuck. Yeah, so 10 o'clock time frame for Shreveport. Yeah, so if we zoom into this area right here by Sadler and Southmont, that's a pretty big area of some damaging hail of up to golf ball size hail right now in that area dropping southeast. So there's two big areas. I mean, look at that, guys. Rockwall is being crushed again with large hail. And more half-dollar size hail impacting the Rockwall area heading into Heath. I mean, they got hit hard earlier, and they're getting another round as we speak of some very large hail in this area. All right, so let's zoom down to the southern flank here. All right, so here, Bremond, the Bremond area looks to be south of Waco. This area is, all right, so this is south of Waco. Here's Fairfield, there's Teague and Thornton, and the city of Bremond. Bremond is picking up some golf ball to potentially a little bit larger size golf ball size hail right now. That is damaging hail down here in that area into the Bremond area. It's racing off east northeast at about around 30 miles an hour, heading towards the city of Buffalo. So this is Interstate 45 here, dropping south into Houston between Centerville and the city of Buffalo. This cell is heading east northeast. It looks like it's going to be impacting the Marquards area by about 816, and then somewhere in between Centerville and Buffalo by around the 845 timeframe. But it's got dangerous 2-inch hail right now just south of Waco. If we zoom out, you can get a feel of what's happening here with this particular cell. It's very isolated, but it's over the city of Bremond, and they're getting some damaging 2-inch hail at the moment. All right, so this initial line has pushed into the Athens area, so that is southeast of the Metroplex. It's got some almost half-dollar size hail with it as that whole line is moving east. Let's go into the heart of the Metroplex because things are starting to get active again. Let's first start off down to the south. A little bit larger hail near Lancaster. That's moving east-northeast about 30 miles an hour, heading towards the Seagoville, the Heartland area near Terrell by around 8:30 this evening. There's a northern branch into Heath that's still producing that very large hail of a quarter to potentially half-dollar size hail. And around this area, we are showing a little bit of rotation with this system down in between Rockwall and Heath, heading towards the McClendon area. So we have a little bit of rotation showing up within this area as this cell is moving east at about to 21 miles an hour. There's no tornado warning on that particular cell as of right now. All right, I'm going to shut my blinds now. It's dark. All right. Hey, I appreciate everybody sending me the rainbow pics. I know. I feel bad for Rockwall tonight. Man, they got hit hard twice. All right. So this that huge area pink is still impacting between Rockwall and Heath, heading off into the southeast. We have some more area of instability down by the Mesquite area towards Sunnyvale. That has some larger hail associated with that one. Hey, Pronell. Thanks so much for continuing to keep us safe and updated. Hey, thanks for sponsoring. I appreciate your support. Yeah, Pronell Roofing and Solar is phenomenal. If anybody has any hail damage tonight, they've been a supporter of my channel for the last 2 years. They come highly recommended. I mean, I can't talk enough great things about them. And I know a lot of my followers can vouch for that. And they have a new solar division too. So, and now they can actually do solar and replace your like a solar shingle at the same time. Hey, Michael. Hey, Michael. How's it going, buddy? Is also a good place to keep canned goods at a cool place. Very heavy rain in southeastern Lamar County. All right, so let's head back into the north. Okay, so yeah, see, we're getting some we're getting some wraparound right now. See, we're getting some of that wraparound moisture. So we've got rain moving back into the Van Alstyne area with some half-inch hail. With this system, that these are all going to be pushing a little bit further south and east. So it's not out of the question. Some of these areas that it looked to be in the clear is getting some of that kind of the wraparound back in from that comma Q shape that we talked about. Yeah, South Mod is getting some dangerous hail right now. That is some golf ball size hail over the city of South Mod, and that is a huge area of real estate really getting hit hard with some dangerous hail that's obviously doing a lot of damage to anybody's vehicle outside. And typically golf ball size hail or greater is going to be doing some damage to your roof as well. So that is definitely unfortunate. They're getting that damage up there, but man, that is a huge area that is getting pummeled with those larger hail right now. And that is moving off into the southeast. So let's see locations in its path for this one. See, it's tailing a little bit further south and it's moving southeast, heading towards eventually the Tom Bean area around 820. This eventually will swing into the White area around 836. We've got storms filling back in over Van Alstyne, back into Gunter, Texas, and then some isolated stuff trying to form near the Salina area. All right, so I'm looking at some pictures in Salina earlier. That definitely appears to be on the the 1 inch, between like the quarter, maybe $half size type variety hailstones in Salina earlier. Oh, thanks for sending that. So thanks for tagging me on that. I appreciate it. All right, so we have a new severe thunderstorm warning. It's this cell right here near the Buffalo area, down here in south of Dallas in central Texas. So there's a line at 740. So a line of severe thunderstorms was located north of Cameron to the west of Buffalo, or 18 miles southeast of Marlin. moving east at 40 miles an hour. Cities in its path are right here within this yellow shaded area. The Ben Arnold area, the Cameron area, the Hearn area, into Reagan, as well as portions of Centerville. Centerville's picking up some larger hail of that quarter size, maybe $half size type variety. As all this is just continuing to push off to the south. There's Madison. That's Madisonville. Centerville's typically the center point between Dallas and the Houston area on I-45. Let's zoom back closer to home. We're still seeing pockets of quarter-size hail near Hutchins and DeBalt Springs, near the Mesquite area into Sunnyvale. It appears to have let up in Rockwall. It's not looking nearly as intense as it was earlier with the large hail. Yes, the Buc-ee's in Madisonville. I've stopped there, I don't know how many times. I mean, I'm from Houston, and, you know, I've made that drive hundreds of times. Yeah, the good old Buc-ee's in Madisonville. Yeah, so everything's heading towards the Madisonville area. So eventually, you know, the Buc-ee's we'll get some rain impacting that area. Yeah, so the city of Round Walk, you know, these storms are trying to what they call back build to the south of this line as these continue to push off to the southeast, getting deeper into the overnight hours. Here's a new cell that just popped up that's trying to get its act together near north of Anderson and to the Navasota area. Hey, what are Buc-ee's? It's just a big, kind of a huge convenience store with clean bathrooms, and they got all kind of apparel. It's just a huge, you know, corner store. They got food. They got a little bit of everything. Gas stations, like 100 gas stations. It's like a one-stop shop. I'm sure. Yeah, they probably don't have them all over the United States. It could be just a Texas thing. I'm not 100% certain on that. I know they're everywhere in Texas. They're everywhere. Can't go anywhere. They just built one 5 miles from in Melissa here. A truck stop for cars. Well, yeah, basically. They got truck stops, they got showers, they got everything. It's huge. It's they're massive. Truck stops for cars, basically. It's an experience at Buc-ee's. Oh yes. It's kind of a trend thing. It's almost like you have to like stop and take a selfie picture at Buc-ee's. Hey, I stopped at the Buc-ee's. Because literally they've got road signs like every 5 minutes on Highway 45 telling you there's a Buc-ee's and 100 miles and 95 miles and 80 miles and 70 miles. Then by the time you get there, it's like, okay, I'm tired of the Buc-ee's. I've got to stop. All right. So yeah, so we got this line. You see it's merged together. I'm not seeing any holes now. I'm not seeing any holes in this activity. This is a pretty solid line now. That's a good thing. You kind of want to see that. I mean, that's a sign that these are kind of transitioning into a higher damaging wind threat and a lesser hail threat out of these systems with that solid line here, the leading edge. So I thought about 10 o'clock in the Shreveport area. So it's near Tyler. It's almost approaching the Lindale area and the Mineola area. There's Winsboro. It's in Athens. And Longview's probably about an hour away. Marshall's about an hour and a half, and Shreveport should be about 2 hours away. All right, so to the north, yeah, we're starting to get some of that wraparound moisture from the north here. So this is new activity. So this is new activity that's moving back into Collin County. There's Gunner with some quarter-size hail with this system. This is diving east southeast towards the Weston area. This will move back in towards Melissa. We're getting the wraparound of this comma Q shaped system. And this is some of these areas could be impacting areas that you thought were done for the evening. Further to the north, towards Knollwood, we're also seeing some larger hail. That's diving directly almost southeast at about 20 miles an hour. So that's heading back into, you know, great from Grayson County into northern Collin County here, over the next 30 minutes. So it's about 8 o'clock. We're about 3 hours in, 4 hours in. Well, they issued the severe thunderstorm watch about 4 o'clock. They actually issued it a little bit earlier than I was expecting. Storms did fire maybe 30 minutes earlier than I was expecting, but they rapidly formed. I mean, you could tell when the cat broke, it was like all systems go. And as soon as the cloud tops hit high enough, then those things turn severe, and things got fairly ugly fairly quick there for about an hour or so. But we're getting the wraparound from this system on the backside, so we're still getting some larger hail. This is coming out of that severe thunderstorm warning up here into Grayson County that was issued at 7:49. That was a severe thunderstorm located near the Sherman area, moving east at 25 miles an hour. So locations in its path were the central Grayson County from this particular supercell, from Pottsboro to Denison to the Bells area and around the Dorchester area. This is the huge swath of larger hail. That's $half size, potentially golf ball size hail. That is a big area from Dorchester to really from Knollwood here, experiencing some of that, almost $half size golf ball size hail as these systems move around to the southeast, as Prosper and Salina and the wraparound. Yeah, I mean, we're getting this new cell that just formed over Salina. So we are getting some of that wraparound right now. And that's and maybe even McKinney could experience a little bit of that. So we're just watching this northern branch here. This first initial band, you have the second band, and then you have the third band that shifted northeast, and then we have that kind of comma Q that we're getting the backside effect. So that's what we're seeing. That's what we're seeing right now on the back half of the system. Reed Timmer is in Canton. He posted about 20 seconds ago. Yeah, he's watching the sunset and Canton here. Yeah, here he is right here. He's in the city of Canton, so he's getting cleared on the backside. And he's watching the sunset over Canton. So that's where he's at. So he's trailing these systems. He was in Ennis earlier, so he's shifted from Ennis to the Canton area, and I would imagine he's diving southeast with the storm. So that's a new severe thunderstorm warning that got issued for Tyler. That definitely includes the Tyler area. Yeah, so Tyler, it includes the Tyler area. Tyler, White Right, I mean, not sorry, White House, Lindale until 8:45, as well as Winona out here. So this is the new area that's under that severe thunderstorm warning. So he's uh, yeah. I mean, if you've got Reed right here and Canton, he'll probably head towards Van and Lindale and be chasing this storm heading towards the Tyler area. He's on the backside of this storm right now. It's getting some quarter inch, some maybe some half-dollar size hail, and near the Moore station, heading towards Chandler, down here in southeast Texas. Hey, Hurricane Heather. Hey, I appreciate your support. Thanks for coming on with us live here. Yeah, no worries. Have a good night. Be safe. Hey, my weather is cold and sunny. I live in Utah. Yeah, so we got multiple troughs coming in off the west. We'll have a new one that you're probably going to be starting to impact that's diving in the midsection of the country. And then we have a third one next week, really, for a start on Sunday, Monday timeframe. You'll probably start really feeling it sometime Monday and Tuesday into the Utah area with some more cold and snow moving back into the picture for you and into the Utah area. It looks to be a pretty active setup for the next 2 weeks. We've got a lot of severe weather across the nation with this very active pattern. We're coming out of the Arctic air. We had that big surge last week with a lot of snow and very cold temperatures. And now we have the warm up, and we're getting these subtle fronts and these kind of low end cold fronts, low end troughs that's bringing a lot of the instability. We got some pretty big troughs, pretty big low level jets are going to be coming across from west to east, while much of the nation really warms up. I mean, so it definitely appears that we're going to be pretty active, at least on the severe weather front, really for the next 2 weeks. I see a very active setup over the next 2 weeks. Does that say 65 knots? Wow, that thing's flying. That storm was moving at 70 miles an hour. That's incredible. Okay. I said that was very weak. I saw an area of rotation here by the Sherman area. It does appear very weak, but it is very small and compact. But there was some brief rotation here near the Sherman area as these storms are kind of wrapping around now, moving down further into back into the Collin County area. So if we zoom in, we've got that cell coming out of Gunner heading towards the Van Alstyne area. That'll eventually head towards the Anna area. We have some more rain moving back into Salina. And that hail down here by South Mod is definitely weakened a lot. It was, gosh, it was so much earlier, just in the last 7 or 8 minutes. It's definitely weakened and has pulsed down a lot in that area. Is this hitting Mississippi? Yes. I mean, this whole system will eventually head, head southeast. It'll eventually head towards Louisiana and then Mississippi and then, Alabama, and eventually get into Florida Panhandle, Central Florida. Not all this will be as severe as what we're seeing, tonight. But yes, this whole system, and then it'll eventually, Thursday timeframe, head towards the Carolinas, South Carolina, North Carolina, and eventually head up towards, with some rain along the eastern seaboard there. And then we'll have another trough come in. A little bit further north setup. That particular setup should be over the Central Plains. We're probably going to have some snow in maybe northern parts of Missouri, Iowa, Wisconsin. More snow Thursday, Friday time frame. All right, so if we zoom out, you can really see the bigger type setup here. We're still getting some isolated supercells forming out ahead of the main line. So we got one down towards Lufkin, and we have another one down towards southeast of College Station near Anderson. This is the main line that pushed through Dallas earlier, is now well into East Texas towards the Lindale area. That's heading in towards Tyler, eventually Longview, eventually Shreveport by around 10 o'clock. And then we have the back half. We have another back half system near Kaufman and the Forney area, Rockwall, Heath, Heartland, those areas that get hit with a lot of hail. It looks like a lot of the hail has definitely weakened and subsided. And then we have the wraparound type stuff to our north. The severe thunderstorm watch was for portions of southern Oklahoma. It's kind of reached that area, and now it's kind of fishtailing backwards. So we got a cell that's over Durant and right across the border of on Highway 75 here. So we still got some activity. I think we still have we got new activity trying to form back behind it in Plano and Allen, back in Frisco. This is not severe. This is just kind of back end moisture. And we have some just isolated pockets. I'm just looking at some of the temperatures, kind of the leading edge of that cold front. It looks like the cold front's in Decatur. So the cold front, kind of the leading edge of the cold front, is in Decatur, which is right here. Granbury. Yeah, so the cold front is essentially like right along this area. It's west of Fort Worth. So right now we're just kind of getting some of the outflow of the colder air. I mean, as soon as the cold front pushes through, you're 100% done. Some people were asking me about McKinney. We still got new activity forming back behind here in Frisco and Little Elm. So we can't say we're 100% done yet. Still, towards the McKinney area, because we still have some back end moisture trying to form. I mean, we still have the severe thunderstorm watch until 10 o'clock, and the back edge of this system is in Fort Worth. This is essentially the back edge of the system. Here's the radar beam right here, and by Burleson. This is where the Dallas has their Fort Worth radar. So this is the cold front. It's essentially, just west of Fort Worth here. That's moving east. So on the edge till 10. Well, we still got to be on the watch. We still got to be on the lookout. But I mean, they're winding down. They're definitely it's definitely winding down. I just can't say you're 100% in the clear. All right, so we got some more activity down here towards Forney that has some half-inch hail. That's not on the severe side. Mainly, all the severe thunderstorm warnings are on the leading edge. We just have that one up here by Sherman. That's the one that had a lot of the hail with it, and to Southmont earlier, that's not looking nearly as impressive as it did earlier. So that's probably going to expire in 5 minutes. They're just going to go ahead and let that expire, because there's nothing really to warrant a severe thunderstorm warning out of that one right now. Hey, Ted Tube, making friends. Hey, thanks for joining us on here, buddy. Thanks for watching, Chase. Hey, Judy. Hey, thanks for much for the donation. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, so we had a pretty active night the last 3.5 hours here. We've been doing live coverage. I think I got on about 5 o'clock time frame. And so we still have the severe thunderstorm watch until 10 o'clock. So we're watching these systems, move across into East Texas. They have formed a solid line, so that's good. So they looks to be not nearly as intense as they were earlier, but still have to be concerned about the new ones forming out ahead of the main line. Let's All right, yeah. So the new updated Storm Prediction Center has extended the slight risk of severe weather all the way down into the Houston Metroplex, towards Lufkin into Shreveport. So they went ahead and extended it because these systems, this is going to be moving and diving southeast. It's trying to back build towards Rockwall. So this they have it all extending all the way towards, even reaching potentially near the San Antonio area. So I think this whole area kind of back builds towards Austin, even as far south as San Marcos over the next couple hours. These will kind of fill in down here. These will just kind of fill in over the next hour or two, shifting southeast. And then it's probably going to be near Houston area towards the midnight time frame, and kind of into the overnight hours. And this all just shifts east. It should be in Shreveport by midnight, and then it'll shift east tomorrow. Right now, they kind of just have more of a marginal risk in New Orleans, heading into Mobile, back into Tampa, into Central Florida, as this system moves across. So it should shift, move across into Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, and into Florida, and then come up through Savannah, the Carolinas, into North Carolina, into Virginia here, and eventually just kind of rain itself out over portions of the Northeast. And then we'll have a secondary system come in Thursday, Friday timeframe towards the midsection of the country. That's bringing more instability, and then snow in this area right here. Hey, tomorrow's going to be a really nice day. Weather in Texas. Yeah, it should clear out. I mean, typically after a thunderstorm like tonight, the dew points really drop. I mean, the cool air pushes in. Everything just kind of clears out the atmosphere. Yeah, it should be a really nice day. I mean, it's a great day to get outside and enjoy. Hey, Jackie. Hey, thanks for watching. Sleep tight. All right, so we still got that cell down towards the Coppin area, down towards Terrell. This is they went ahead and let it expire. So they went ahead and let this expire in Sherman and the Howe area. Just that hails on the half-inch variety type stuff. We're getting into the pocket change criteria now. Yeah, it appears the wraparound from this system might impact Van Alstyne, maybe Anna, but it doesn't appear it's going to be moving any further south than that. We've got some backfilling out here towards into Collin County that's just bring some stronger storms. Nothing on the severe side. There's probably not any hail with this. If it is, there's just like tiny pea size. Yeah, things are definitely starting to wind down here in the Metroplex. We can't send the all clear out yet, but we're probably at least 20 minutes away. And we should, for the most part, be done in the heart of the Metroplex by 8:30. Yeah, I'll be on. I'll be covering the tornadoes in Oklahoma. I mean, it looks to be a pretty active year. I mean, when we got a La Nina, you got a negative PDO. Those are two combinations of a pretty active pattern with severe weather and unfortunately tornadoes. So it is going to be one of those years that you probably have an elevated hail risk, an elevated tornado risk, across the severe weather zone as a whole for the country. But it is definitely one of those setups that we are going to be a little bit more active than we would normally be for springtime. So for the next 3 months, I'm definitely expecting kind of an above average severe weather season for tornadoes and hail. Does that mean a hot summer? Well, we just started spring, so or technically spring didn't even start until 6 days. I hate to jump out too much on a limb for summer, but there's a lot of similarities we're starting to see from 2011, and the La Nina still appears to be hanging on. We got a 77% chance it continues through spring. We even have a 53% chance it continues through summer. Typically, La Ninas in summer are fairly warm, if not hot. So, it depends on some of the rain we might get in the springtime. But I'll definitely be updating on all that. But yeah, it was a milder summer, I would say. Portions of the South, I know the Northwest had some very warm, above average, well above average, if not record breaking temperatures. Hey, I appreciate your support and following. Yeah, so we'll stay on here another 20 minutes or so. I just want to make sure most everything is kind of subsided and is moving away, because this is again, like I mentioned, this is going to last it well into the overnight hours, but I do feel like the hatched risk, the very large hail threat has subsided as he's pushed southeast. It's going to be, they have the slight risk in place for College Station to Austin, out maybe towards San Antonio into Houston, mainly for wind. It's mainly for a wind threat, with the damaging wind threat. The hail threat is still there, but it's a lot less than what we saw in Dallas, where there's no hatch risk. There's only like a 5% chance of some hail, because it's a solid line. So it's a solid line. So yes, you could see some severe weather into the overnight hours, towards Shreveport and down towards Houston. But the main impact, we're transferring into more of a damaging wind threat versus a hail threat that we saw earlier. Because you can definitely see now on the back side of this system, there is no severe thunderstorm warning currently. Right now, there's nothing. So I think we're probably seeing the last of it. I think we're probably seeing some of that coolness, that cold front. The gust front out ahead of it has pushed in and mixed in to some of these areas, has influenced the storms and has pushed them weaker, on the weaker side. Yeah, I'm sorry about the negative. Yeah, definitely no negativity. I'm sorry I'm missing all the, hey, what do you call a cow that can't produce a milk? Ted, I love your jokes. Yeah. Hey, here's Ted to lighten kind of lighten the mood. So what do you call a cow that can't produce a milk? A milk dud. Hey, I love it, Ted. I love your jokes always. They were asking about the wind gust. So let's zoom out and get some current wind gust. Yeah, so for the most part, the wind gust has peaked lower towards that 40-mile-per-hour range. 40-mile-per-hour wind gust at times. Nothing terrible to be too concerned about. I mean, obviously, if you have a severe thunderstorm warning within those areas could experience some of those, higher wind gusts up to those 60-mile-per-hour whenever you see a warned area. But for more widespread wind gust, it could be upwards to 40 miles an hour at times, and those are all pushing off to the east. But once that cold front pushes into your area, then the wind gusts substantially die down. Yeah, I love. I'm going to steal one of Ted's jokes. Hey, what does the coach say to the cow? What did the coach say to the cow? Get out there and give me 2%. It's one of those dad jokes. Hey, Ross. Yeah, for the most part, we're watching the severe threat really subside. I mean, I think we're pretty much, this is all kind of winding down for Dallas. There was about 3 hour window there that it got pretty bumpy, but things are definitely winding down. And like I mentioned, as this is pushing off further into East Texas, the health threat has come down. I mean, you can see. I mean, it's basically a solid line. It's just a solid line, and this is what was expected. And it's transferring more of a kind of a damaging wind threat, and that's why the Storm Prediction Centers has highlighted that slight risk, but mainly for wind. It was mainly for wind. Um, and then just more of the pocket change hail type variety hail, and then the tornado threat has lessened as well. So yeah, so we're just things are kind of winding down. So we're seeing the back half of these storms still producing some half-inch type variety coming out of Sherman, heading towards the Tom Bean area, towards the White Ride area, Randolph. Since these storms started a little bit earlier, they're ending a little bit earlier. There might even be a possibility they may end the severe thunderstorm watch a little short from 10 o'clock, maybe by 9:30. I could definitely see them doing that. And back here towards Frisco into the McKinney area into Allen, this is just some stronger storms starting to refire, but probably nothing too terribly to be concerned about with the cold front really pushing in now. Yeah, it looks like the cold front has passed Fort Worth, so it's past the city of Fort Worth. It's towards Arlington. So, and yeah, it's towards the city of Arlington, past I-35. It's past Denton. Hey, Ro, love. Hey, what city do you live in? I mean, if you live, I mean, yeah, it's safe to take the L covers off the car if you live in the Metroplex. Hey, Chase. Yeah, turn. It's mainly a slight risk for wind. It's mainly for that straight line winds, damaging winds that push across from that squall line. You still have a hail threat, but it's not nearly as great as the Dallas Fort Worth area saw it. You have a 5% chance, and that's mainly for pocket change hail, and you could have one or two storms that may creep up to quarter size, but probably nothing terribly to be concerned about into the overnight hours heading towards Houston. Hey, Mark. We had a possible one in Bailey by Leonard. It's yet to be determined if that was an actual tornado or not, but there was some reported damage. We did have a tornado warning, but we don't have 100% confirmation that something actually touched the ground up there. But to my knowledge, there were several areas of rotation, but that was the only one. That was the only tornado warning. We had one. That was the same one. Two. I mean, that's basically from the same storm. Yeah, so we had three separate tornado warnings, but it was essentially from the same supercell thunderstorm. Yeah, I would just wait, Ro. Just wait till this system passes through Frisco. I mean, hey, it's not out of the question. This could produce a little hail out of this. So I would just wait about 20 minutes or so, and then you can take the cover off. That's going to be a storm system in the Northeast on St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, that's let's say this is for the 17th, right? Yeah, but it definitely appears active really for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, I was looking at the longer long range. It's kind of hard to tell what's going to play out of this, but it appears that we're going to be heading into the middle, end of March and the first week of April. But it definitely appears that we're going to have a final warming, meaning another polar vortex split. Probably not until next Monday. That's another week away. Again, this is far out there, guys. um, and then it's yet to be determined if any, how much downwelling of cold could come out of that. But um, right now, with these final warming events, if something takes place a week from now, we probably wouldn't have any colder air induced into the United States until probably uh, towards the end of March, the first week of April timeframe. Then, of course, it's April, so. But it definitely appears that we could have maybe another colder shot. But again, this is a long ways out. It's maybe 2 or 3 weeks out. This is just something I may be looking at, on the longer term. And that usually happens. I mean, you get these Easter type spells. They call them Easter spells. I mean, Easter is late this year, um, but yeah, it's not out of the question. You get some cold fronts in April. I mean, they're moderated a lot by then because it's April. But yeah, so longer term looks pretty active. Plenty of warmth for the next 2 weeks, and then maybe that end of March, first week of April timeframe, we could have colder shots enter back into the United States. That's kind of how I see it. Hey, just came back, pal. By the way, my name is Jake. But say it together, and that is my name, Jake, buddy. Pretty cool. Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. All right, so let's see. Things are winding down up here by Bells. That's just some half-inch type variety. Are the storms going to hold together long enough to get us in Longview? Oh yes, yeah, they'll hold together. It's all heading your way. All right, so as we speak, that's a new tornado warning down here by Lufkin. That's a brand new tornado warning in and around Lufkin into Hudson, Texas by 9:15. So if you live in and around the Lufkin area into the Huntington area by Hudson, definitely be on the lookout for this radar indicative tornado that literally just popped up. It's got some golf ball size hail associated with it. It's very small in nature. It's compact, but there is an isolated spot that is showing signs of rotation down here in and around the Lufkin area. So definitely get in your safe zone. If you live down there, you're still well in the warm sector, out ahead of it, and you're in that isolated discrete cells right now. So this is why you're seeing some of those larger hailstones and that tornado threat currently as we speak. So we do have a brand new tornado warning that just got issued for the Lufkin and Diboll area down here in East Texas, Southeast Texas until now and 9:15. Yeah, this is probably the most dangerous one of the night. There's a lot of rotation within this supercell. This is a very dangerous setup. It's very small. It's right by the city of Berkey, but it's just kind of northeast there. This is the bullseye here. This is the area of instability that we're concerned about at the moment. That's lifting off. So if you live in this area, you definitely need to take shelter. This is a possible tornado that could be on the ground even as we speak, coming out of this area, moving off to the east northeast. Yes, is this zone right here, and that's heading off towards in between Berkey and Hudson into the Lufkin area until 9:15. Yeah, see how this is like separated itself from everything else? This is why this turned severe. So if we pan out, this is south of Nacogdoches. This is the Lufkin area. This is kind of far east Texas, southeast Texas. And this, like again, this whole area is moving off to the east and into the overnight hours. And any cell that literally pops up ahead of this main line, that's going to be putting you of greater possibilities of turning severe. Hey, I just texted my daughter in Lufkin. Great. I appreciate it. Thanks for letting her know. Because this is definitely a dangerous supercell that literally just popped up. Yeah, at 8:29, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Apple Springs, moving northeast at 25 miles an hour. So radar indicated tornado. Tornado warning for western and Angelina County in eastern Texas, reported by the National Weather Service and Shreveport there. So dangerous storm will be near Diboll and Hudson around 8:50, the Lufkin area around 9:05, and the Huntington area around 9:15. Other locations impacted from this tornadic supercell could be the Shawnee area, the Homer area, as well as Berkey. So if you live in this zone, you need to take cover, move to a basement, interior room of the house, lowest level, away from all windows, from this dangerous radar indicated tornado that's happening right now. All right, so let's zoom out one more time. All right, so we'll just do a quick recap because I'm probably going to be signing off here for the evening. So I came on live about 5 o'clock. We had a history of supercell thunderstorms that went across the Metroplex, moved into East Texas. Right now, we have to be concerned about anything that forms ahead of this main squall line, and that's why we're seeing the tornado warning currently in Lufkin. But this main squall line is just kind of a nasty, damaging wind threat. Wind gusts 40, 50, 60 mile per hour time on the leading edge of this smaller type hail variety. And then once you get back, back towards the Metroplex, further towards into Grayson County, Collin County, Dallas County, things have quieted down for the evening. You're pretty much done. I mean, all of Dallas, the cold front is basically past Fort Worth. So that's what's happening. The cold air is just getting, induced into this this flow right here and keeping these storms at bay. Obviously, it's not touching this storm. So you can't rule out, some of these isolated type systems out ahead of it. But it's mainly going to be a damaging wind threat for the rest of the night. All right, guys. Well, hey, I appreciate everyone's support and the new followers out there. Thanks for sharing the live feed. Thanks for all the donations and the new subscribers. Appreciate all the support. I'll be coming on tomorrow morning as well with another video, new update on what's ahead for the rest of the week. And hey, if there's any other severe weather setups like this across the country, I'll be sure to come on live and make sure you're safe during those events. It's going to be pretty active for the next 2 weeks. So there's going to be more setups, like we see tonight. I'm not just saying Dallas, but other areas across the country for severe weather for sure. So I'm expecting a fairly active 2 weeks ahead, at least on the severe weather front. So, all right, guys, that's about it for the evening. Appreciate all the support out there. Y'all take care. Have a good night. I'll see you in the morning. All right. Bye.